You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet!
Hello!
And welcome to another TADPOG podcast where five old men are
Jesus
haunted.
Christ. Fucking cruel. That reminds I was like playing Final Fantasy 14 at Cult Crescent, and like I was in a party where people were actually talking, and I was like, this fucking rules. This reminds me of like old times. And someone was complaining about it. They were being like, man, grinding for this shit's like work. And then someone says, you don't know work unless you've played Final Fantasy 11 in-game. And to which they responded, I'm not old. Fuck you.
What's a Final Fantasy 11?
The other day I was playing Overwatch, and some guy that was like Uber Genji was fucking typing in the chat.
The Uber
Go
Genji.
easy on me. Don't go easy on me just because I'm 50. And I'm thinking, fuck you. Fuck you.
God, 50? Gross.
I wanted to chime in and be like, yeah, we'll try almost 52, you old fuck. But I just didn't want to feed the troll.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't
Don't
chime
go
in.
easy on me because I'm 50.
Right.
Fuck you, asshole. Fuck you. Whoever you are, I know you listen to this show.
They have to.
Maybe they did.
They're 50 years old. And they play
I'm a
video games.
52-year-old white guy. Don't go easy on me.
Now, you're
is
just
that?
making assumptions.
I keep hearing
Yeah, true.
I keep hearing this extra voice. What is this? Who is that?
It's almost divine in nature.
Who are you?
This is Gamebug Prime Nathan E.
Yay.
From the executive producers list.
Hell yes.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're Jake Bug Prime. Nathan.
You're right. I did fuck that up. My bad. My bad.
I couldn't remember. Did you call me Captain Jake Nerd or something like that?
Yeah, something Jake Nerd or Gun Jake or something. I can't remember.
Some form of Jake in there somewhere, I'm sure.
We're all Jakes here.
That's right, Jake.
Well, you are our foremost predator.
That's his picture on that flyer up there on the wall.
Foremost
I'm really-
predologist.
I'm really terrified at the concept of you guys starting to call me Gamebug Prime Jake of Predator fame.
Okay.
We might.
I don't know.
Don't
What
put
is
it
called
out
you
Sounds
our
pretty on point.
highest profile predator.
of Predator the movie fame.
Usually when Tyler says that a guest is our foremost expert on a subject, it's a joke. But I feel like in this case, it's not a
Yep.
joke. Nate, you're like, you have your bona fides
You're what we call a subject matter expert.
because you used to speedrun Predator for the NES.
Yeah, I did. I speedran it for quite a while there. Got up to second place in the world on it. That record still holds because nobody plays this goddamn game.
That's when it's best to strike, right? Is when it's not nobody else is trying to do it, and then you just get yourself on top and you stay there forever.
So I was trying to get to that world record because nobody else was playing it, but just couldn't do it. The RNG ended up pissing me off too bad. We'll say the guy that did have first place was a really cool dude and came and watched my streams, and I still see him on Twitch sometimes.
All right.
I feel like that's a wise decision as far as like games go. Like to play a game that you not only love, but no one else does.
Exactly.
So you are a world record holder.
No, I'm second place, unfortunately. Never hit the world record.
Yeah, but I mean,
That
well,
counts.
that counts.
I feel like that counts.
You hold a
You're a
record.
silver medalist in
Yeah.
Predator
Yeah.
for the NES speed runs.
That's true.
So that's damn fucking impressive. I didn't
Yeah.
know that until just now. It's like, goddamn, okay, hell yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about his history with the game earlier, and I was like, what is his history with this game? And now I know. And
Extensive.
that is pretty fucking wild, man.
Yeah, I love this game. I know that's probably not going to be a very popular opinion today, but I really hope that you guys will at least admit that it's better than Conan. So
Yes, yes.
Yes, yeah, I will admit that. Now, I know we're not talking about the game quite yet, but like I keep going back to Total Recall, and it's like, man, Total Recall is not that terrible.
I know.
I have a confession. I have a confession.
Okay.
So, because of the last couple episodes of your show, I did go back and play some Total Recall and some Conan because I'd never played Conan before. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give this a try. I loaded that up. I was like, yikes. Just the whole thing y'all are talking about with down button is jump forward for some reason. What the hell's going on here? But I did play Total Recall again, and that's where I feel like I have to issue an apology to you guys because I have overstated how bad that game was. I had never before, while playing that game, was able to get past that first boss where your wife starts shooting at you with the gun.
Yeah.
I actually played it a couple days ago and got past that point and was actually able to make it pretty deep into the game. I was like, I mean, yeah, this game's not good.
Right.
But it's not that bad.
Word. Yeah, it's not good. But man, I'm really glad to get your opinion on it because I was really curious about it because I don't know. I know you're a big Arnold Schwarzenegger video game fan. I know it's a really weird thing to say, but that's true, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so like it's nice to hear your opinion on that.
Yeah, because I'd tried to play the game several times and had never gotten past that first boss. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get past this boss this time no matter how many times it takes me just so I can see a little bit more of the game. And yeah, I'm going to agree with you. It is probably no longer in my bottom 10. Probably still in the bottom 100 NES games, but not in the bottom 10 anymore.
Sure. Yeah, that first boss is a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to all the good predatory news, what you guys been up to this week?
So first
First
sentence? First time that sentence has been said?
predatory news.
Brand new sentence.
Yeah, brand new sentence. Thank you.
This week I got to watch, finally got around to watching Captain America: Brave New World, the newest Cap movie. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I thought that I was talking to John about it earlier. I thought it didn't hit the same as the other Captain America movies, but it's not going to because there's no Steve Rogers, right? But it was good in its own right, and I thought it did a good job of picking up where the last movies left off and leading into the movies to come, Thunderbolts being one, and then the next being Fantastic Four. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie, and I recommend it. If you're gonna stream it on the streaming platform of choice, be careful. There's been a lot of stuff coming out that has been audio deficient. It sounded really weird and bad, so just be ready for that. But yeah, 3 stars. Wasn't say just check it out. I'm not going to talk about it much because it does have a important part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe overall. It's leading into the next big Avengers movie that's coming down the road, and yeah, I do like it. Check it out. The other thing I watched this past week was Final Destination: Bloodlines, the most recent Final Destination movie. Bloodlines. I have a strong affinity for the Final Destination films, and this one recently came out. It is also audio deficient on your streaming platform of choice. But it's a hell of a ride. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed. I thought it was a great. You think that it would that once a series has reached 6 or 7 sequels, it starts to lose track of itself. And that could be for better or for worse. You know, I have my guilty pleasure is the Fast and the Furious movies, but those haven't landed where they began, right? I mean, those are basically superhero movies now.
Yeah.
Which
How
is
high can you
fine.
go?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't mind that. Okay, I don't know why I should mind that because, but I don't, and I'm really into those. And Final Destination though has not exceeded its original mandate. It has, and it has plugged into all the other movies so well that a fan, especially someone who watches these movies regularly, like I do, is going to be really scrutinizing stuff that they put out, and they keep doing it right as far as I'm concerned. And I had a really good time watching that one. And again, I can't really talk much about it for fear of spoilers, but I do. If you're a fan of the genre, if you're a fan of that series, it's a hell of a chapter, and I recommend it highly. 3.5 stars. Wasn't says check it out. Aside from that, I've been playing Overwatch. You know, I mentioned the 50-year-old Genji, who didn't want us going easy on him, but he was dominating.
50? I don't know.
There's something there.
There's something there.
But he spent the whole fucking game dominating everyone on our team. And then as we were, wrapping up our loss, he put, "Don't go easy on me." I just wanted to find him.
I'm 50.
Yeah. I just wanted to find him and just slap him just once really, really hard and then turn and walk away very dramatically. But aside from that, I made a very stupid attempt at the Drives event in Overwatch again, which is a thing they do at the end of every season. You play competitive.
Drives?
It's called Drives, and you play competitive, and they give you this like drive meter, and for every game you win, they have some stupid algorithm that calculates how far along in the checkpoints you get. And so for every checkpoint, you either get competitive points, which you use to buy like weapon skins and stuff, and then every other one, a checkpoint is like a little plate, a nameplate that goes behind your name and stays behind there for the whole rest of the next season. And there's like, animated ones. As you go higher up, they get more animated.
Sure.
And they're pretty cool. And it's a neat little thing to strive for. But the problem is, number one, everyone is trying to fucking get them. Number two, nobody wants to play tank. And number three, when you lose progress back to the checkpoint that you had hit already.
Hell yeah, level down.
And you're already deranking because it's
Lord.
comp.
Yeah.
Now,
When
the
you
deranking
lose,
I can live with because that's comp. That's what happens.
Sure.
But in this,
Double whammy.
it's a double whammy, and the comp matches are longer. And so John and I like to play the stadium, the new mode.
Right, yeah.
And they haven't
That
added
mode's fire.
drives to stadium yet. And so next season it'll be in there. But this one I spent most of the weekend trying. I got to level 2.
checkpoint 2
Checkpoint 2. I have
out of
like 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5
It's
or 6.
insane.
Sounds like Blizzard's like, yo, dog, I heard you like going on tilt.
Yeah.
Because that would straight.
Blizzard. Yeah, the Drives is proof that Blizzard fucking hates you.
Yeah, it is.
It really is,
And
because
I-
it's
and I
like
say-
just so fucking punishing. Like, especially if it's a match that's close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes the whole length of the match, and then you lose, and then you lose comp points, and then you go back and
Hey, Bill, how's the negative
like-
emotions chamber? Is it full yet? Nope. All right.
Nope, not even close.
Have we summoned Cthulhu
Oh
yet?
no. It must be a big tank, because I guarantee you it's full, or it's close.
Yeah, we had
God damn it.
that, and I tell myself every season, I'm not doing drives this season. I'm not, and then I say, well, what the fuck? Why not? This is why not, because by the time the event ends, it's time for me to come here, and now I'm going to spend 10 minutes bitching about it.
This is
So-
where this is where you can do it. This is the best place you can bitch about
yeah,
video
it
games.
is. It is.
You're
But I was just thinking, I was still working on my pun, and I was like, well, Genji sent. Oh, well, maybe he was trying to tell you, hey, go easy. I'm 50. 50 Cent
Oh, so I was
Blood on the
playing with a
sand?
celebrity.
So not 50.
That's so don't go easy on
50.
me. I got shot. I'm 50 cents.
Fitty is good at Overwatch. Apparently.
I thought you were gonna go like, I'm a Pentagingerian.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
This is what the people come for.
so there's that. There's fuck Overwatch, fuck drives. I'm gonna go home tonight and
Numerical
try again.
Overwatch puns.
You say you're gonna go home.
I'm gonna go home and try again. The event doesn't end until tomorrow. I'm gonna do it.
Just
Why not? I might as well at this point. I'm fucking already mad at it. I'm
Just get on a run and maybe
maybe I will, but I won't.
you won't.
But the last thing I was going to bring up was the fact that, so I told John this already. I got to stop talking to you on Mondays.
It's gonna be
Mondays are no
difficult.
John day.
You're such a piece of shit.
You're like-
I gotta stop talking to you on Monday.
No, that's not it. You know why I said that.
You
I
asshole.
know. I know.
Mainly on Mondays. You're
Just
so
on
mean.
Mondays. No, it's because I always tell him he has to hear everything twice.
I don't give a shit. I don't care.
I went.
He's married. It's fine.
Yeah, I hear everything multiple times, all the time. It's okay.
I recently went to Best Buy and purchased a couple of Apple Watches, one for me and one for my wife, and an iPad. I got an iPad and a pencil. I'm doing the whole thing now, again, and I'm really enjoying the iPad. I'm really enjoying the iPad. It's the modern iPad is so much more functional and useful than previous ones I've owned. So I've really enjoyed it. But as a result of that, I got a bunch of like certificates because I bought it during a sale, and I got like 4 $25 Best Buy gift certificate award things
Yeah.
for doing this. And so naturally I was immediately going to go spend that money on BattleNet money.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah. But I was going to buy a BattleNet card with $100 of BattleNet on it. But I decided instead to buy something for my wife for her birthday, which is coming up. And that was
A BattleNet card.
a BattleNet card for $100. No, we got it. I ordered it today. It's one of those nugget ice makers that sits on your counter that makes Sonic ice at home.
Why do they call it a nugget?
It's because it's shaped
that the
like
brand?
nuggets.
Oh.
Oh,
the ice is nuggets.
The good
you know,
ice.
You know the crunchy ice you get from like a Sonic?
Yeah.
Like at Sonic?
And it's
It
just
makes
really
that
chewy.
ice.
That's the good ice. Yeah.
It's-
Yeah,
Cool.
I've wanted
crunchy.
one of these forever, and so has she. And we were looking at them, and they were super fucking expensive. And but with all this bonus reward money I got, I was able to find one on Best Buy's site that was reasonably priced, and then I got like $115 off because of all my saved up bonuses. So I will be reporting back next week on how awesome that is
Hell yeah.
with
So
bourbon.
good for her and for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I told her, I said, this is your birthday present, but I'm probably going to get as much use out of it, if not more than you, because I'm the drinker.
Just put it in a Tiffany blue box. She'll be happy.
Yeah, you do listen to this show. You're not wrong. But that is my story. I'm sticking to it. What about you, Dave?
I don't have much. I'm a boring person with boring hobbies. Playing Final Fantasy 14, of course. Doing Oculent Crescent. Occult Crescent. What with the Oculent?
I looked
don't
up the
fucking
word
understand it.
opulent last week. It doesn't really have a meaning.
Yeah, it's not a word.
It is the past tense
Of
of the
some Latin word.
ocular. So you're just speaking Latin, dog. Just-
Just on another fucking level. I don't know what it is about that word. It's just like one of those
Is it
fucking
occult?
things.
Your Latin
Is that what-
roots.
Occult.
Occult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which used to be my favorite library category when I was like 10 years old.
That didn't worry your parents at all, I'm sure.
That's a good question. I should ask them about
They
that.
didn't know. They probably...
No, they knew.
Oh, they knew. Okay.
Yeah. I was just figuring shit out,
Yeah,
man.
hey, no, I get it, man.
Got all those phantom jobs to max, boys. Happy to report.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Fucking samurai rules, chemist rules. It's awesome to fucking combine I know you could do this in other field ops, but like I don't know. There's something about them being all these skills being under one umbrella is nice because like chemists can like. You buy these potions for currency that you earn in the field operation, and then you can, as you unlock abilities, you can use this potion to like resurrect somebody. So it's fun to be a fucking warrior. Who's you get a buff for every phantom job that you have max. So it's nice to be out there, and it's like, I'm gonna tank this, and I'm gonna resurrect everybody who fucking dies in this fight.
Wow,
It's fun.
Okay.
It's a fun feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But then that's also not true because a lot of people die.
Well, you're doing your part.
But if
at
you can get
least,
5 people,
right?
5 people in a combat, that's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
You're a real fan of Menace now, huh?
Hell yes.
Oh,
Another
That
old
was-
guy checking in.
I like
that was
that.
worth the price of admission.
I like
there.
that.
That was good shit.
Other than that, I've got like one last thing to do there, and that's this raid called the Forked Tower, which is a real fucking pain in the ass. It's one of those where like
You're forked.
you're fucking forked, man. You're so forked. You gotta like view slides in a PowerPoint in order to figure out how to like overcome the bosses. And
Hell
it's like,
yeah.
hell yeah,
My kind of game.
hell yeah,
Oh yeah.
Question mark?
yeah.
I need to get an office suite for this bitch.
Right. No
That's how
shit.
hard this game is.
On one hand, it's like, I get it. That's fucking cool as shit. On the other hand, it's like, man, I gotta work 40 hours.
Kind of work. Yeah, it's kind of work. It's more than kind of work.
And then it's like not even like learning the fights, because it's like I've learned. Let's put that in fucking quotation marks because I haven't run it. I've just viewed the slides for the first fight, and it's like I've watched a
Are
few.
you serious? This is like there
Yeah.
are slides.
Yeah, it's not a joke. It's not. You don't have to open it in PowerPoint.
It's
But
like a
we
YouTube.
never joke
slide.
about
It's just-
PowerPoint, John.
not in this house. Yeah, there's slides, and they're very helpful. But yeah, they exist. So I've studied the fight, haven't done the fight, but then you get into the real fucking like crux of like the problem, and that is like, all right, so I got to get in a group. I don't like strangers.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
also, I don't know what any of this fucking terminology is. They're like using like advanced like rating terminology and shit, and it's
yeah.
like, oh, they're gonna be dicks, aren't they? I'm not gonna know anything, and they're gonna be fucking
But wait,
dicks.
but
All
wait.
right, Dave, go up there and engage the chain. The what?
It's more complex than that. But yeah, exactly. It's that kind of thing that kind
But
of.
everyone has to do this in order to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, you would think they would not be dicks.
They
Since basically
probably won't be.
everyone has to do this.
This is a my Outlook problem. This is
Oh,
not
okay.
this
I
piece of
gotcha.
software, not the PowerPoint Outlook Office Suite.
Not the new Outlook
my-
and
oh,
or the
fuck
classic
that.
Outlook.
I don't even want to talk about
You,
new
you
Outlook.
want to talk about the
No.
new and classic
I don't.
Outlook?
I don't.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Listen, I could give you prices on licensing for that for your whole organization.
Oh,
if you'd like.
fine. Let me start over with my notes.
OneNote?
How far are we into this recording?
Because we can get
Can
to
we
that
scrap
too.
it? So I don't know. Long story. Here's the real problem.
You have some anxiety about this.
Got some major anxiety
Okay,
about it,
yeah,
and not only about dipping my toe into some fucking like some rating shit, but also it's like I went through this whole field operation as a warrior because they're overpowered, and it's like I can just kind of like fucking take a few hits, not worry about it too much. I'm not squishy at all. And be fine. But the problem is once I go into that rating scenario, they're gonna be like, oh, you're a tank. And it's like, but I don't know. But I don't know that.
You didn't
then-
say the magic word.
And then they're like, oh, well, then I guess we don't have a spot for you because you're a tank and we need a tank. And it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, I hope I
That's a
don't
good point.
DC. Red dot.
So that's pretty much it. I bought a game today that's supposed to arrive tomorrow that has like the worst fucking name ever. I was embarrassed to tell my wife that I bought a game called Unicorn Overlord.
Did you say that's the worst title? Because that
Pretty
sounds
bad.
pretty fucking
Yeah?
awesome to me. Yeah, Unicorn Overlord sounds fucking amazing.
It's a quote orgasmo. I mean, it ain't queer or nothing, but unicorns kick their ass.
God, I thought about that in such a long fucking time.
Seen the horns on that thing? No.
That's
Horn,
it.
I guess.
That's it for me. You get more than one. You get more than one.
Multiple
Yeah.
unicorns, but it's a
rare sight.
unicorn, so there's only one.
A unicorn.
Oh, well, that's
Unicorn is a completely different thing.
They're all geldings. It's a deep horse joke. I hope I
man.
got it
There's
right.
a lot. Yeah, there's some serious, equine humor there.
Hell yeah. Equinosity. I'm done. John, what you been up to?
Man, I ain't been up to shit except changing an engine fan in the hot ass heat on Sunday.
Fuck that.
He messaged me about that. He's like, I got that fan changed. I'm like,
His first
were
thing
you
was-
outside?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it sucked. I'm like, yeah, no.
It was stupid, but it was like, this is the time that I have to do this,
Yeah.
and I have to do this, or I'm not going to do it, or it's going to end up putting a bunch of other shit behind if I don't get it done now. So I was like, I need to get this done, and I had a towel, and I was literally just like sopping the sweat out of my face every 30 seconds. Like, it was insane how much I was sweating.
It was fucking hot.
Yeah, it was,
fucking hot.
but also it was fucking humid as shit
Yeah.
too. So it's like, you sweat into wet air.
Yeah. You're like, I'm going to wait till it rains for 5 minutes and then go outside and do this.
Yeah, like there were times where I'd like lean forward and it would just run off my head in a stream, like a faucet was on. Yeah, that was stupid, but I did it, and I got it. I got it
done.
working. I
That's
got it
good.
done, and yeah, I have air conditioning in my
Hell yeah.
in that car again. So
That's,
that's
some,
cool.
doing some fucking man shit.
Yeah.
I had like
It's
I
a
was,
job. I had to do it with him
Yeah,
once.
yeah.
I too am a man.
I do
No comment
manly
from me.
things as
I
well.
do.
We have done quite a bit of automotive maintenance together, actually.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want in on that? You want in?
Fuck yeah, dude. Come on, man.
I'll let you know next time.
You ready to rank up? Ready to rank up your automobiles skill?
We're gonna
I wanna
show
do
you some shit.
I want to do some manly shit.
Lots
Yeah.
of wrenches
We watched-
being turned.
We watched Predator. We got our quota in for the week at least. It's manly as fuck.
It is a manly ass movie. Yeah, for real.
Doesn't get much manlier. No.
It
Especially
really
that
doesn't.
opening muscular scene. Yeah.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
What's the matter, Dylan? Been pushing too many pencils.
I love it. So that's about like I did that. I haven't really. Ian told me he was starting to rewatch Strange New Worlds, so I started rewatching Strange New Worlds, which is a Star Trek show. It's a newer one. It's really fucking good.
How
It's
strange is it?
The strangest.
Goddamn good.
It's also the newest and the worldliest.
Fuck, man.
Yes.
They nailed it.
Got all three.
I think you were telling me about Strange New
It
Worlds.
is fucking.
And then I might like
fantastic.
it.
And I've only like in my rewatch, I've watched the first episode.
Yeah.
And it's like, even just watching that first episode, I was like, God damn, how did I already forget how fucking good this show is?
Yeah.
Is it one of those like Peacock only kind of things?
It's on
or-
Paramount, but
Paramount.
it's also on a streaming platform of choice.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
And the quality and audio is great.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Because
That's just been a recent development for newer movies.
Yeah.
that has like the Star Trek series you're talking about. That has like old school vibes to
So
it, right?
it definitely does, but it is like they do a really, really good job of like keeping the spirit of the original series, but definitely like it's definitely polished and has all
It's
the,
modern. It's not.
It's
yesterday's
modern
Enterprise.
retro.
Okay.
It's,
you know,
Not a
yeah.
lot of double fist punches.
Oh, there might still be some double. That's a staple.
All right.
That's always
All
there.
right.
Double
Talking about-
fist punches are always there.
All right.
it's mostly the ship, like the ship and the tech and
Yeah,
stuff. It
the
looks.
effects and everything.
It
of
looks,
course,
more
great.
future
Bummer.
than you know how the Enterprise's stuff looks old
Yeah.
now. This
Right.
looks new and fresh and modern. It's even more
But it-
advanced than like the shit that comes after it in canon, which is next gen and all that. But we were talking about this earlier. My hope is that they move on and reboot the original series as well after this.
That would be
And
awesome.
have the same stories, maybe changed here and there a little
Yeah,
bit, but
yeah.
with this modern.
I would
UI.
love it if they like took this route that nobody but in the world but me would like, where they're like, "Hey man, we're just gonna shoot this like it's the fucking era." It's like we're just gonna like fucking have like paper mache like fucking mask and shit. Like, I mean, that's what I want. I want some like we're just gonna fuck man. We're just
It would be
gonna try this old
funny if
school
they
shit.
did that kind of shit, but they got like the fucking best people there are at it
Absolutely.
to do
Yeah, of
it. You know,
course.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. I want
is
to
that-
see it.
Is that fucking paper mache?
Right.
Did they make that?
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it shitty on purpose. I just want to see it like. I mean, I want it
You
to be.
want it to look retro futuristic.
Yeah.
Well,
This does not look retro futuristic.
Well, that's okay.
It seems retro to longtime fans
Sure,
of the
sure.
modern
Yeah.
Star Treks, but it's definitely not your retro futuristic,
Yeah.
Enterprise for sure.
I just like the vibe of the original series.
Well, yeah, it's classic.
yeah.
This still has, like I said, some of what I feel like is sort of the spirit of that, but they do such a good job of like setting up the characters like right out of the gate and making you like give a shit about them and want to know more about them and everything. And of course, it's a new show, so it's only like 10 episodes per season. There's 2 seasons, so it doesn't take long to burn through it. But it is impressive given given how short it is in comparison to other Star Treks, how they do get you invested in the characters and the story. It's set right before the original, so it's Captain Pike, who was the captain of the Enterprise before Kirk.
I know
Kirk,
him.
Yeah.
He's in a
reboot
box.
movies. Yeah. Well, you've seen the original, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And even
There's
that
a whole they play
that's a
into
thing.
that
Yeah.
because
You would have to. I
at the
think.
end of Star Trek Discovery is when they introduced. And Star Trek Discovery takes place first in the very distant past and then in the very distant future. But they
There's some
they
time travel
introduced
shenanigans.
Pike and his crew at the end of Discovery, and as part of that whole thing leading into Strange New Worlds, Pike is given a vision of his future and he sees how
Wow.
he dies.
Whoa.
And so
That's
the
cool.
show begins
So
with
that's
him.
like with him.
Wow.
Yeah, the show begins with him reflecting on that, and not just because of what happens to him personally, but all the other people that he ended up getting killed as a result of his actions or inactions or whatever. So it's a heavy start, but it's got a nice light, frothy feel to it.
It does. It's not. It doesn't take itself like too serious.
Tyler and I locked eyes when Ian said frothy. It's like we both knew. Like, oh yeah, that's gonna resonate.
You or me.
It's got a good mouth feel.
Hell yeah.
Anyway,
Sorry, I
don't
didn't
want
mean
this
to jump in.
No. I don't want this to turn into fucking Star Trek cast and
The podcast we
yeah.
should have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone gonna see the look on John's face.
I like Taylor Swift. I am the fucking problem. It's me.
I gotta stop fucking talking to you on Mondays.
Until you agree to do this podcast. with me.
Everyone's like, you're banished from the show. No one is talking to you on Mondays. Anyway, yeah, so I watched that. That's about, I don't think that I've really watched anything of import other than that. So that's pretty much me.
Nate, what you been up to, bud?
Yeah.
Well, since this is my first time on the show, I guess I'll go all the way back to 1986. No.
Please.
It all started when I was a wee lad.
Someone younger than me.
But no, like, dude, whenever Ian was talking about Final Destination earlier, it reminded me this afternoon I was in a horrifying situation. In front of me was a car, was one of those trucks that had all the logs.
I
in
knew
right?
it.
Every
I knew it,
time,
man. Yep.
Every time I
Every time.
see a
Yep.
log truck, Final Destination.
Yep.
But I think arguably the scarier thing was right behind me, which was a Cybertruck.
Ooh.
Oh.
You should have gotten out of the way and then let the log truck destroy the Cybertruck. Maybe the universe was signaling that that's
Let
what you should have
nature
done.
take its course.
That would have been a good plan. You're right. Other than that, I also sweat my ass off this weekend. My dad came down on Sunday, yesterday, once we were recording this, and we put in all new windows through my house. So that was
Holy
10
shit.
windows and about 6 hours of work. And it was just like every time you pulled a window out, though, when you were standing outside and you got that blast of the AC coming
Oh,
from
but that was
inside, it hit you in the
heavenly.
face. Yeah, so all new windows in the house now. So I hope it works out the way I want it to, because last year, whenever it started getting really hot in the middle of summer, the house just got so hot and the AC unit couldn't handle it. I'm hoping with the better window, better seals and all that, it'll be a little bit cooler in the house this summer.
Nice. Hell yeah.
But yeah, that was a lot of work. But it was good seeing my dad. It's it's a 3-hour drive from Louisville just to come help me in Clarksville put in windows. So gotta appreciate that.
Yeah, that's nice, man. Also doing some man shit.
yeah.
Damn.
And then, other than that, I am the guy that spent the $500 and bought the Nintendo Switch. Ask me anything.
Did you get a staple in it?
How do you feel?
let's-
Did
I
you
actually,
have a staple in it?
no, it did not have a staple in it, thankfully.
One of our listeners did.
Yes.
Was one of the people that got a staple in their Switch.
Yeah.
I didn't
Really?
catch that.
Yeah, really.
You said it was like just one store that was doing that, though, right? I thought.
Apparently it was his.
That's
Wow.
Well,
And I trust him to tell the truth. If he
Yeah,
told us
yeah.
it did, he did.
Wow,
and, and he said they got him a replacement like immediately.
Well,
So
that's good.
So that is good. Yeah.
I can't imagine. Like, I think we talked about this on Discord. That's just like an insane thing, stapling a receipt to an electronic product.
Yeah,
no
it's
matter what it is.
for real. It's malicious. You know what I mean? Like that's either like malicious or like someone who like someone's grandma
It's
with their
Homer
part-time job at GameStop. You know what I mean?
It's Bart throwing the red cap into the white laundry. Like,
Yeah.
oh, but nice clean red cap.
So
Yeah,
how
I
do
want
you,
the instrument.
I do have questions. Did you have a Switch 1?
Yes, I definitely did.
So how do you feel that investment went for you? Did you feel like you made the right move? Have you been enjoying it as much as you thought? Tell us all. Dish. Nate.
Sure. So yeah, I'm liking it a lot so far. Like, so one thing I can say about it, that I'd actually just started replaying Breath of the Wild on my Switch 1 before Switch 2 came out, not even thinking about Switch 2 coming out. And then once I transferred my save over to the new Switch, like it's like night and day. Like going from the 30 FPS to the 60 FPS, like I'm one of those people that never thought it would make that big of a difference, but it actually does.
Sure.
I could see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I bet the motion's so much smoother.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's like, how that game has like some strict timing things like parrying
Yeah.
and doing flurry attacks and things like that. I swear it's easier now because
Oh, I'm
of
sure.
Yeah, yeah. I could buy that.
I mean, Breath of the Wild is such a beautifully done game. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I can imagine. I don't know that I would have the ability or the desire to invest in it, but I can see where that specifically would have benefited from that.
Well,
Yeah.
and you have the argument of, well, it doesn't really do you much good to get FPS above 60 because you can only see 60 FPS essentially, right? And that, or,
yeah, but
Maybe
when you
can.
when you like,
but like
It's
in
so
this
much
case,
smoother.
you're below what you can see. You know, like at 30
At
FPS.
30.
I didn't realize the Switch only ran at 30 FPS.
Yeah.
And I guess it's less noticeable because it's a handheld, but
right.
still, like that. Wow, I bet that is a big difference.
Have you played the Mario Kart thing with the what were they called? What was that called? The special
The knockout.
the
tour.
knockout,
Yeah.
which is like a Grand Prix, right?
Yeah, so the way the knockout works is it's like, so how, like, I guess I better back up because like the way the Mario Kart has its like own overworld thing. So instead of just racing because like the way a knockout would have worked like on an older Mario Kart would have worked doing 6 laps on one, where every lap like 4 people get eliminated. Because of the nature of the open world on this, it actually takes you across the world from the map to map. It's like, I know you had mentioned, Dave, worrying about like, I don't want to drive to the race. That's
Right.
kind of boring.
Yeah, yeah.
But instead, what they're kind of doing is just making this whole map a racetrack instead. So you start off on like one end at like say Bowser's Castle and end up down at Koopa Troopa Beach on this knockout tour, where like every time you get like a sixth of the way there, the 4 people in the back get eliminated. So you keep going until you get down to the top 4, and then the top 4 just race to win. And there's something about it just seems that it's different. It's just really fun that way because like it's really hectic at first, but then you make it to that top 4 and you're like, I gotta lock the fuck in and win this race.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know how it worked. So that is nice to hear that it sounds like when you're traversing to anywhere, you're essentially racing.
Yeah, there is like the more chill open world part of the game as well. Like you can just like go into the I forgot what they call them there, but it's just like the open world, and then you can just drive around to wherever you want to between the racetracks. And there's stuff to do in between. Like you can find like these question mark blocks that unlock stickers, and there's like missions to do in there as well. Like I don't know if you guys have ever played like a Forza Horizon game where if you're just driving around the open world, there's like tasks you can do to earn money or whatever. It's kind of like that in Mario Kart.
Okay.
And like you do some like trick stuff. Like in this game, you can do like a wall ride if you do a jump onto the wall. It's like they've added some pretty cool new tricks to the game.
Okay. The new Donkey Kong game, I think, looks really good.
Bro, that is the whole reason I wanted the Switch.
Yeah.
Too. It's like I'm gonna go ahead and get it now in case it's hard to get later. And then once Donkey Kong Bonanza releases, I'm buying that as soon as it drops.
Yeah.
Physical or digital?
I know it's not really that big a deal, but I still like to buy physical just because I like having the thing in hand. And apparently the Switch 2, they're still putting the game on the cartridge. Like it's only like the second party, third party stuff that's not going to be on the cartridge. So you're still actually getting the game.
That's good.
Which I think, yeah, it is. But I think, in my opinion, like the way that games are these days anyway, everything gets a day one patch. Everything gets patched every second. So like you have the physical copy of the game, but you still no good unless you patch it. So
man, I love buying physical, but if there's a discount on digital, man, I'm signing. You know what? Even if it's like a $10 difference, like it does not take much, because it is like, this is going to sound really stupid, but I bought a whole bunch of physical games for the Switch, and it's like I get so annoyed when I have to change a fucking cartridge out.
It's not stupid at all.
Oh my god, I can't just go to the screen. 100%. God, it's such a pain in the ass. So,
all my DVD collection all adhered to each other in my case, because once I could flip through Netflix, I never wanted to swap a DVD out ever again. Yeah. So they came out in chunks out of my drawers whenever I sold them.
Dude, that reminds me of like I tried to sell my Simpsons DVDs to like a secondhand media store in Lexington, and it was like, man, they were like, dude, we have so many. They're like, come here. And they led me to like their like wall of Simpsons DVDs, and it was like,
you want some of ours to complete your collection? We have so many of the weird Homer case that no one wants because it doesn't fit.
I love and hate that at the same time. I didn't get that far in my Simpsons DVD collection to get the Homer head, but just the fact that like they did that.
It doesn't match with the others. I hate that shit.
I hated it.
Yeah.
They fixed it like 6 years later where you could like special order the old case.
I love it and I hate it at the same time, because it is like, was this an intentional troll? Because like if it is, like, fucking kudos, man. That is good. But I have a feeling it probably wasn't.
That's physical media kills me these days. I love physical media, but at the same time, it's like you said, like I've gotten too lazy to get up off my couch and change the cartridge or change the DVD.
Yeah, man.
Convenience is king, man.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
Yep.
Well, Melissa, sorry, Nate, go ahead.
No, I was actually just about to say, I think that covers it for me, so take it away, Tyler.
Well, I've watched more movies this week than I have in a minute.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
all the Predator movies? All of them. Just fucking one right after the
Hey,
next.
do worse.
Yeah, you should. You should.
I'm pumped for 28 Years Later coming out, and Melissa had never seen any of them, so we watched 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later, and then that rolled into something called 28 Months After.
I heard 28 months after is not.
I was
a
like,
good
I didn't think
movie.
there was anything after this.
I didn't either.
There's not.
There's not.
Why this is on Amazon Prime, I do not understand. It's like
Is it a mockbuster or like is it?
yes,
Okay.
essentially.
Okay.
So, but it looked like did the Trailer Park Boys do this? Because it's like a girl who is like, okay, you're supposed to be attractive, talking about like how can we sell the weapon for biological purposes or some shit. Like it's awful. But yeah, we both really enjoyed 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later.
Those are good movies.
Gage went to see 28 Years Later.
I've heard it's amazing.
And he said it was fucking amazing. And apparently they shot the whole thing on an iPhone rig, which is pretty impressive. But yeah, he loved it. He said it was amazing. So I'm excited for it as well.
I know someone who went and saw it and had the polar opposite reaction.
Really?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be pretty different than the others.
Not happy about. Yeah, that was mostly what they complained about, is that it was not anything like the first two.
After 28 years, I wouldn't expect it to be.
Well, I think it was more that the movie wasn't like it. You know,
okay.
like it just
Like
didn't
the
have the same.
tone, or-
Like, yeah, it just didn't have the same feel.
The same mouth feel.
The same mouth.
Not
feel.
frothy enough.
It was definitely not frothy enough for him.
Frothy rage vomit.
No, he said it was just like not. And again, I haven't seen it. I don't know, but he said it just didn't like produce the same feelings of like, you know, like the first two are shot really tightly and they make you feel like everything's hectic.
Yeah.
You know, and there's this like anxiety, and he was like,
I just
get
saw
that at all.
a video recently on 28 Days Later, how like weird it looks because the way it was shot, the
Yeah.
media that it was shot on,
It
it's
looks
like
so
480p,
different. Yep.
and it's like there's like that's it. That's just what it looks like.
Yeah.
So it's like when you watch it, it's like, God damn, it's like distracting at first, but then it like kind of becomes like part of why it's so fucking
It
creepy.
feels like
Yeah.
a found
Yeah.
footage
Right,
movie. It's,
right.
it's
Oh,
the way
yeah.
it's aged.
Yeah.
But it's
Which is
not.
fine.
But it's not directed like one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's got this kind of like discordance to it.
Melissa about had to bow out when we got to like the military.
Yeah. Oh, in
at
the
the
first.
end,
Yeah.
the first
but
one.
I like that a
She's
lot.
like, "Oh, fuck this.
Oh, I can see why. Yeah.
I was like, it'll be okay. I don't remember this part, but I don't remember being like, holy shit.
It'll be
So
okay.
probably
Please be okay. Please be okay.
it's just violent murder. Okay. But besides that, you guys we did record early because I went to Cincinnati. So of course, going to Cincinnati and you guys doing me a solid means I went to Jungle Gyms.
Oh, hell
Man, I
yeah.
like that salsa you brought back last time. That's some good
That-
shit.
by the way,
That bodes well.
Got some more?
I do.
Hell yeah, man. I'm
So,
about.
Thank you for moving recording. So Dave, here
Ooh,
is.
that's different. This isn't Carolina Reaper. What is this? A
No.
green
I
salsa?
wanted to go the other way for you.
Hell yes. We got 5 amigos.
Five
Five
amigos.
amigos.
All right. Okay.
We
so
are the
for today.
5 amigos.
If 5 Amigos was a sequel to 3 Amigos, who would the 2 new Amigos? Who would play the 2 new Amigos?
From that,
Steve Carell.
if they were to make it today,
Today. John Mulaney?
and Timothy Chalamet,
All right. That's settled.
or no, it had to be Selena Gomez because she's already in with the other 2.
that would be excellent.
And
That's
you need
an
a-
excellent
yeah,
idea.
yeah.
And I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be
I would
great.
too.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez and John Mulaney.
I like John Mulaney.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
good.
Remind me when you're done with this. Remind me, Selena Gomez. There's something I need to talk about.
Okay.
Just do your thing.
oh yeah.
It's not great.
And then Ian, for you, as you're not so much of a spicy boy, I think.
Sweet. Okay, sweet potato pecan butter.
Ooh.
Interesting. By the way, the peach cobbler was fucking good.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good.
it was real good. Thank you.
I thought about they had apple pie as well, but when I saw that, I was like, this is being a little different.
Yeah, that looks good. Tanya might like this. She's a big fan of sweet potatoes.
So I didn't know they had this until Choco Chica asked for it, and I was like, oh, if you can find that, I want to get that and try it on the show. I did not think they sold it here, but of course they have it at Jungle Gyms, which is Monster Munch.
Monster Munch!
Munch.
I've heard about this shit for years. Marcus on last podcast is obsessed with this. On Steve-O's that Mythical Kitchen last meals, this was on one of his last meals, is a bag of Monster Munch. He even has a huge tattoo of this on him. He loves this stuff so much. So
what is it?
It is a pickled onion flavored corn snack.
Okay.
And it's that Walker's brand that is Canadian, British.
It looks like a Frito-Lay logo.
Yeah,
Nate,
I think it's there.
Monster Munch told me I have AIDS.
Nate, you have your bag of Monster Munch, right?
Oh yeah.
And I don't think, John, Ian, I don't think you guys will be interested in this, but I know it's up Dave's alley.
These are shaped like Cheetos paws.
They are. I was thinking that
So
too.
to wash it
Oh,
down,
man, I can
Dave,
smell
if I
it.
Smells good.
if I could interest you in a zero sugar Code Red, which I didn't know they had,
That's wild.
and I found that. So there's that. If we want to try that,
Sure.
For me at all.
It's
here is a
it's room temperature, right?
yes
Perfect.
zero sugar Baja Blast,
Oh shit. We're gonna get blasted.
a zero sugar Mountain Dew Summer Freeze,
Whoa.
which is a cherry lemon raspberry.
Ooh shit. I like the sound of that.
A bomb pop? That's
Right?
It
Right,
does sound like
exactly.
that.
And I've got a zero sugar Sunkist for me.
So we're not having any of the soda, me and John.
You're welcome
No.
to. I have cups, but I didn't figure you'd
No.
want it.
I'll try
No.
these. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
If no one else wants it, you can just take the can then.
Oh, that's true. It's pretty much all you, bro.
You don't want to try them?
I've
You're good?
I've drank the other 11.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Wow.
All right. Fuck yeah, man. I'll take them.
You brought home a case of them?
Oh, yeah.
12 pack?
I've been ordering from Walmart, bought what I could from Jungle Gyms, and I've been on a trying to find zero sugar sodas. So I've been Canadian Dry, Fruit Splash zero sugar, and then Sunkist Orange zero sugar are my current drinks.
All right.
So that fucking Bomb Pop Mountain Dew, that sounds. I'm really excited to try that.
No, there's no aspartame.
Well, I'm gonna do it.
aspartame in these, right?
No.
Not
not.
aspartame. It's whatever it's not usually aspartame.
It's dew from the mountains.
I'm gonna get them nice and cold.
Okay.
I'm not gonna drink them right now. I want to enjoy them. I fucking hate
Fair.
room temperature soda.
I had them
I
all
feel
in
that.
my fridge, and then Melissa was like, "The entire fridge is sleeves of
Oh.
soda. We have to put food in here." I was like, "Okay."
Can we eat these puffs? It's starting to absorb the humidity.
Yeah, yeah.
Monster Munch.
Monster Munch.
Oh, I like that.
It's Funyun adjacent.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
But better.
A little more sour.
The end's really good too.
It is the middle. It was concerning to me, but the end is.
Oh,
good.
I like
It's
that.
got the vinegary kind of. It's a pickled
Yeah.
onion. So
Yeah, I like that. It's good flavor.
Yeah, can I get another one of those?
There you go.
If you eat two, you have to get the tattoo. Like Steve-O.
I think there's still one in there.
Good, thank you.
There's actually no. I'm good. Thank you. There's a legal agreement inside the bag that you do have to get the tattoo.
And for something sweet,
You got some
to
kettle
top
corn.
off that pickled onion, vanilla popcorn.
Okay.
Vanilla
I am
popcorn.
fucking here for this.
Vanilla.
I have nobody else wants any of this.
No thanks. I
Monster
can't do
Munch.
popcorn. It's
Munch out.
like me.
Oh, I gotta finish eating these first. I want to mix that.
Got it?
Thank you, sir. I'll pass it over to John there. That's ready. Whenever you are, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Squeaky boy.
Squeak.
Jungle Jim's vanilla popcorn.
It smells good.
I feel like I need a palate cleanser.
I mean, they had many different flavors.
Oh, hang on.
Cayman Jack will do the trick.
Yeah,
This is good. I really like this.
I love this. Oh my god.
I fucking love Jungle Gyms. So
can see why.
every time I go for work, I'll just bring back something.
Hell yeah, man.
Nice.
That's just straight up candy.
Let me know. I might place an order with you if
Okay.
you're good with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Is it
Their
okay to
be-
cross state lines?
Their
and stuff?
beer. I used to bring Casey back sour IPAs from there because the beer selection is fucking massive.
Awesome. Yeah, that
Well,
popcorn's really good.
Much like as usually happens in past episodes, I also brought something to try to snack on.
Shit.
Tyler does it, and I seem to get in on that frequency. So speaking of Selena Gomez, These are
Man,
Selena Gomez Oreos.
see, you tell me things, but you didn't tell me about fucking Selena Gomez Oreos.
And these are
That sounds like something I can make
or
my wife
eating 'em.
mad with.
this is the
I like to
closest.
twist these
Have you
open and lick the
seen-
inside.
This is the closest I will ever come to putting my mouth anywhere near Selena Gomez.
Hey, you don't know that.
I think I do. These are Selena's chocolate and cinnamon cream cookies.
Ooh, okay.
So I missed out on.
You gotta
the,
be careful when you're
other
mixing cinnamon with shit, though. Like,
special. There was some other special. It was the weekend had some special Oreos, and I missed out on those.
Well, you get some of that Sydney Sweeney soap. We could all try that.
you know, I heard about because it's actually made by that
Oh,
Doctor.
man.
Is it Doctor Squatch or
Oh, is it
whatever?
really?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it
I
it
just
is.
see TikToks about it where all these neckbeards are showering for the first time because they have Sydney Sweeney soap.
And it is legitimate. It's real.
Oh, this smells so good.
It does smell good.
God, it really
Man,
does.
Yeah.
So what? It's cinnamon and what?
These chocolate cookies and then cinnamon cream.
Oh, okay, cinnamon cream.
Okay. All right.
Ready? Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Selena,
I'm sorry, Teddy
these
Graham
cookies.
Yeah.
Teddy
I was
Graham
trying to
fucking
remember. It is
Oreo.
a Teddy Graham. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh, good.
Good call.
I was trying to put it together.
Teddy Graham.
That's a good cookie.
I like
That's a
that,
very
yeah.
good cookie, man.
Thank you,
That's
Selena
legit.
Gomez.
Get that with a
Cookie
cup of
down.
horchata.
No.
Put that cookie down.
Ooh, horchata. Yeah, that'd be good.
You guys want to talk about some Predator?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
About our
yeah.
second
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
Predator?
Hold on, I need a second.
Gotta kill the alien. Kill the alien.
Okay, sorry. I just had to do that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's comment on it so it's legal. Just review the music.
Yeah, this is our commentary.
This is
Right,
actually
yeah.
one of my favorite like scores to.
It's a great score.
To an action movie. It's a really great score throughout the whole thing. Now most of it's just variations on the same theme, but it's I get the Predator score stuck in my head and it just lives there rent free for
who
days.
did the music? Would it be someone that you might
I want to
recognize?
say
Like,
it's Alan Silvestri.
Okay.
So he does
I've heard of this.
scores and soundtracks for lots of John McTiernan's movies. John
Okay,
McTiernan being
yeah.
the director of
Die Hard.
and of Predator.
And Die Hard with a Vengeance. Not Die Hard 2.
He was not
yeah.
the director of Die Hard 2?
No, he was not. He,
Which does make sense when you think about it. Because Die Hard 2
Die
is
Hard 2
essentially
is
Die Hard
different.
1.
Yeah.
I mean,
With-
just
on
in a
a
different
plane.
location, yeah.
So he directed Die Hard with a Vengeance, Hunt for Red October, The 13th Warrior, Rollerball, Last Action Hero, Basic, and Medicine Man. All movies that I like.
We have done more of those.
2 of those games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hunt for Red October is literally one of my favorites.
Hunt for
That's
Red
a great
October.
movie.
Hunt for Red
I
October.
can't believe I didn't realize John McTiernan directed it.
I know, right? I was surprised.
Predator,
Too.
Hunt for Red October, and
Last Action Hero.
Last
Last
Action
Action Hero.
Yep.
Basic is a great fucking movie if you haven't seen
Well,
it.
is there a game for
4 and 5 stars. No, there's not. Wisdom Sage says check that out. Medicine Man, not so great, but I have a warm spot in my heart for it. It's got Sean Connery, and it's not generally seen as a very good movie, but we watched it a lot back in the VHS days when we didn't have cable, but we had a shitload of movies when we buy movies for like
Yeah.
$3 out of the bin at Kroger. We watched that one a lot, so that's got a warm place in my heart. But Predator from 1987, for those of you that don't know, is a movie, and it takes place in the jungles of Central America. Major Alan Dutch Schaefer, played by Schwarzenegger, leads an elite paramilitary rescue team on a mission to extract hostages from guerrilla forces. What starts as a
Those
conventional
weren't
military
guerrillas.
guerrillas,
Oh,
not
Guerrillas.
guerrillas. What starts as a conventional military op turns deadly when the team is hunted by an otherworldly creature, a highly intelligent, cloaked alien predator. With advanced weaponry and infrared vision, the Predator picks them off one by one, leaving Dutch to face the monster in a brutal final showdown. This is by far one of my favorite movies of all time. It's in my top 5. I've seen this movie probably 100 times, and I could almost recite it. I love it. So I was really glad when it came up.
I love it too. I think it's great. I think it's really interesting that, and I agree with you. I think it's interesting that you classify it as an action movie because it is an action movie. But I classify it as a horror movie.
It's a sci-fi.
It's a blend. Yeah,
action.
right.
Yeah,
and it's like I love one of my favorite things. I'm sure I was super annoying a person to watch this movie with because like Nikki's watching it with me and it's like it opens up and I'm like, this scene's so great because it's like it sets the scene that this is a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
And then but then you kind of forget about it.
Yep.
Because like so much like
it's
intrigue kind of goes on between that and when more sci-fi shit shows
It's a
up.
sci-fi movie set in 1987.
Right.
You know, so
Right,
it's
yeah.
like, yeah, you know, it's kind of not because it's not futuristic necessarily. It's
Right.
just alien.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and even like it could be stretched to be like, well, we're not positive that what we saw in the beginning is alien. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it,
Well, it's Predator. Aliens totally
right?
different.
Yeah. But like in that vein, like I think I like. So I love the movie Alien, and I like aliens. But I love Alien. I think that if
I do too.
If Aliens had threaded like the needle the way that Predator threads the needle between, because like Aliens is a straight up action movie.
Yeah.
There's like no horror element to Aliens. I mean,
but Alien is a
Alien
horror
is a
movie.
straight up
Alien,
fucking horror
yeah,
movie.
okay.
Without
I
a
see.
doubt.
It's kind of like the way that Terminator is a
Right.
horror
Yeah, yeah,
movie,
Terminator's
and
a horror
Terminator
movie.
2 is
an
more
action
of an
movie.
action movie.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I'm like you in that way. I like Alien. I like Terminator.
Yeah.
Better than Terminator 2, just because I like the feel of that movie.
Yeah.
But I love the second one too. It's just my pick is the first one, and that's the same for me with Alien and Aliens.
I just like the unstoppable
Yeah.
creature,
Yeah.
you know, but that, which of course gets stopped. But I don't know. Predator, I don't know. Predator.
He's got a
I feel
pretty
like-
good KD though. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
yeah.
pretty. I mean, he does get stopped, but he does some work.
At what cost?
And like everyone, like in Predator, like everyone losing their minds is,
Yeah.
I fucking love it. Like Mac is like one of my favorite fucking characters in this movie.
Gonna have me
He's-
some fun.
He's
Gonna have me some
I was
fun.
He's
just
so
about
good.
out when he died
Oh.
because I was like, that was the best character
Oh,
in this
yeah.
movie. I'm gonna have to struggle through the rest of it.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's
he was by
tough.
far everyone.
awesome.
Everyone else felt tropey and over masculine,
Yeah.
Yeah.
except that fucking dude. It was like that's a guy in the jungle who knows what he's talking about, but he's got human ticks and conversation and go up the hill grumbling to himself. Like everything about Mac, I liked.
Yeah.
he looked unconventional.
He was the
Yeah.
everyman.
not a
Yeah, they
wrestler
kinda
in
put him
camo.
the everyman.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. I think Hawkins is the everyman. I think
yeah,
they're like, hey,
you're
Shane
right,
Black.
You're right. You're right.
What's he doing here?
What's your take on it, Nate?
I mean, Predator, there's a reason why this became one of the games that I loved in speedrun. It's just because this was one of my favorite movies of all time as well. It's like everything you guys are saying about it is 100% how I feel about it too. It's like it has that right mixture of 80s cheese and camp
Yeah.
along with the horror aspects of it as well. Because I do think this is more of a horror movie than any other genre. But it's like but the cool thing about it is it's like usually in horror movies, you know, they're chasing after the teenage girl or whatever. In this one, it is the biggest, most masculine men you could possibly
Yeah.
Right, and they're just
And
getting
they are-
They're chasing after the teenage girl, not the monster.
Now, that's a really good point, man.
No, it definitely,
And,
yeah.
and this is like one of those movies where like I was complaining about Conan last week, where I felt like there were scenes where it's like, what is the fucking point of this scene? In Predator, I feel like all of the scenes are like, all right,
they're
like,
necessary.
even
Yeah.
the scenes that seem gratuitous,
Yeah.
where they're fucking annihilating those gorillas.
Gorillas.
And it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's just like they're doing it with ease.
They're setting you up. They're
because
showing
these are
you,
bad motherfuckers who are going to get picked off one by one by the Predator.
Yeah, it's like when the Mandalorian struggles to kill that one Dark Trooper, and then Luke shows up, and they're setting you up. They're showing you how badass the Dark Troopers are, and then Luke just walks fucking through them, and you're like, wow, Luke was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Like they're showing you, like, these motherfuckers are professionals. They're really good at what they do, and they're still like completely off their fucking game when this thing shows up.
It does such a good job of that scene alone, to me, does such a good job of sort of diluting the toxic masculinity that was set up at the very beginning, where we're, what's the matter, Dylan? CIA got you pushing too many pencils, and they're doing this weird arm wrestling,
which I think is intentional,
thing.
by the way.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think they're setting them up to. I think they're setting up the viewer to kind of dislike these guys, to kind of think, oh, this is such.
I can see that being one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's, like, I've got to beat him in the beginning and show him my dominance.
Yes.
Like,
I don't know. Was he like that?
Yes.
Was he?
100%. He is like, I mean, I mean, he's not as bad as like,
Because I know
The
Sylvester
Rock or
Stallone
Steven
was
Seagal.
like, oh yeah, and Seagal, of course, was notorious.
But I
for
don't
this.
think he's not writing in that he has to win.
No.
He is. Schwarzenegger still wants to earn his victories.
Yeah.
But he's very much in his personal life, in his bodybuilding and everything. He always he always pushes the mental edge.
Totally.
So he's
I
not
didn't know
Steven
that
Seagal,
carried
but
over
he
to the
also,
movies.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like this one of the things that makes Predator such an amazing movie is that a lot of different people can watch this movie and take something different away from it.
Fucking
Because it's like when I watch Predator, I kind of see it the same way that you do, Ian, where it's like they're showing these fucking quote badasses, which I mean, obviously they are like very skilled at what they do.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of one of those where it's like I'm kind of looking at it cynically, where like I feel like some people can look at it and be like, hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's
Yes.
I feel like it's very, very good at like walking that tightrope where it's like it's not really it's pretty ambiguous. They're not gonna show you one way or the other how the director feels about this. We're just gonna let everybody kind of pull their own shit.
Yeah, they
which I
build
love.
up.
Interpret it on an individual level.
I
They
respect
build it
that.
up so well too, and then the way that they get sort of 10 little Indians taken out, and it starts happening, and again you mentioned it. You see them losing their resolve. These guys are afraid. They don't know what the fuck they're dealing with, and they're so out of it. Whenever Mac, after Jesse Bobby Ventura's character gets killed, which he was
That's the toxic guy. Yeah.
He's one of my favorites.
In a funny way.
For sure.
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. It's one of some of the best lines. But when he gets vaporized and then Mac loses his shit, and the cinematography in this movie was so fucking fantastic.
It's with purpose.
With purpose, because you find yourself, and I still do this after having seen this movie so many times. I find myself looking for the Predator, even though I know he's not there. I'm wondering if maybe he is, and all the other times I've just missed it.
Yeah, because they do these shots where
one of the
expect
reasons
him to be there,
right?
The humans can see more shades of green than we can of any other color because our species evolved in the jungles, and so we had to be able to pick out predators easier. But that scene when Mac runs to the jungle and you see this wide shot of the jungle and it's just Mac standing there, and he takes that chain gun that Jesse the Body's character is carrying and just unloads on it. And as soon as he starts unloading out into the jungle, the other guys just come in and they
start doing the
just
same
join
thing.
him.
Yeah.
Like, they don't ask questions. They're just, okay, he's shooting that way. Let's shoot that way. This shit goes on for like
a long
full
time.
2 minutes of gunfire. And even after that, after the chain gun is empty, he's still squeezing the trigger and the barrel's turning.
Still, because he's engaging the electrical motor.
Yeah.
But he's out of ammo.
And it's just like that scene when they fall back behind the players, right? And you see their silhouettes against that jungle, and the jungle is melting away in front of them. Shit like that is what really was the icing on the cake for me for this movie.
Well, I mean, that works so. Go ahead, Nate.
See, in that particular scene too, one thing that really stuck out to me because I watched it again today, and I was just like, "Oh wow!" Because like in any other kind of movie, like they know that he's experienced a lot of trauma, and he's trying to get back at what happened to him.
Right.
So he does let that thing roll over for longer than he actually has ammo. If you think about it, in like most situations, you'd expect somebody to come like over there and tap him on the shoulder and get him to stop. They wait till he's done.
Yep.
Because there's just something that really hit me about that moment in the movie.
Yeah.
It's weird to say about Predator.
No. I think this is a really good movie.
Predator touched me in a rare way.
Almost inappropriately.
But it's like, they kind of set that, there's foreshadowing for that scene that you're talking about because the crew that they're going to rescue, that's like part of the debrief or the briefing is that they looked like they were just shooting
there
at
was
nothing.
A firefight here. They find shells, and it's like, but there was nothing out there. Yeah.
And then it's bookended by the end of the movie where Dutch turns tables on Predator, and the Predator is doing that exact thing. He is now visible. Dutch is invisible, and the Predator is blindly shooting into the jungle. It's like it's poetic.
Yeah, the fucking irony.
It really is poetic. And
man, you fucking learn this shit in a fucking not a spaceman. I take my visibility, put it on you. You're double visible. I'm invisible. I'm over there laughing. You're dead. You don't even realize you're dead. Drop a big fucking log on your ass.
One of the other things,
counterweight. I love that too. It's like he didn't plan to kill him that way. It was just like, well, the counterweight got him.
One of the other things I really love is the build up to how we learn what the Predator is and how he operates, right? So we see that he sees heat, right? And we see that he targets with the lasers, and we see that he kind of evolves. He records their voices.
I know.
So to use it as a way to bait.
Does that come up in future movies?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does. And it's really interesting. And like then when Arnold figures out that the Predator won't attack someone who is unarmed or is not a threat to them, and it's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. The girl goes for a gun. One of the guys gets dropped, and she goes for his gun.
Right.
No.
And in that moment, he steps up, kicks the gun out of her hand, and then one hand shot fires his M16 off into the distance because and it of course they had those flash rounds in it that
muzzle flare was fucking like
muzzle flare was badass. It looks so cool.
So much powder in those blanks.
But that moment is where we learn that he just figured out that she's unarmed and the Predator won't attack her, and he's trying to protect her.
And that's the other thing is you kind of go along with them on their journey where they figure out what the rules of the game are.
Yeah.
Well, and I think
I do have to nerd out real quick for a second though.
I want to nerd in whenever you're done to ask me questions.
The M134 GE minigun
kind of nerd,
that he uses to mow down the forest runs. It shoots 308 7.62 by 51. It runs at about 6,000 rounds per minute. So the what you see him do with
We're talking
there,
about 1,000 rounds a second, right?
1,000 rounds,
100 rounds a second,
which is a
6,000.
shitload.
Yeah, 6,000 rounds up to, depending on, because I think it does have some like variable speeds and such, but like. What you see him burn out there is probably more ammo than the real thing would actually be able. Like they're normally mounted on helicopters and and vehicles.
Goes to 11.
But
don't.
It is super. It is an insane. Like I've seen videos on how it works because it is an insanely complicated machine. It's not like really user serviceable much. It's got a fucking GE electric motor in it and the timing of it, because it's got 6 barrels that rotate and everything. It's got you see him spin it up before it actually starts firing. It has to get to a certain RPM before it can engage.
Well, that's how Fallout is too. When you have the minigun, there's my frame of reference.
Yeah, there you go.
And you have to have a 6 strength to even wield it like that, unless it's mounted on something.
And Team Fortress 2.
That's that is all legit. But its capability, I don't feel like is necessarily overstated too much in that scene. Like, you're gonna have about a minute's worth of ammo, probably, and holy fuck, the amount of damage you're gonna be able to do in that minute.
Well, he
ridiculous.
starts by shooting his machine gun, and then when he runs out of ammo, he picks up the minigun and starts unloading.
Which that's the thing. They did. I have to at least point out they did such a great job on the firearms in this movie. Like, both keeping it relatively realistic and period specific, and being the weapons. It's funny to me that the CIA guy is rocking the MP5 and the 9mm, not necessarily what you would think of as being an effective jungle warfare weapon, but it's probably what he's really proficient with. So sure. But anyway, sorry.
I've got 2 questions. Okay, so the Yatja, that's the predator race, whatever their race is actually called.
Okay,
they're supposed to be a pretty honorable race.
Yes,
right. So you kind of put that together. It seemed like a real fucking bitch move at the end. Like, if it's honorable, it's like, okay, you beat me. I feel like that's the honorable thing to do, as opposed to self-destruct.
This isn't. No, it's about.
Which is the mimicry. I love that, because he pulls that from the Scout. Yeah. When he's laughing at the vagina's so big it echoes joke.
Right. I think it's victory at all costs, and to him, okay, you knocked me down, but I'm not done. I'd rather fucking die and take you with me than for you to walk away alive.
Also, it's probably more of an honorable death.
It's a very Klingon mentality.
Yes,
is that
truly.
I'm just gonna if I can't fire anymore, I'm just gonna fly the fucking ship into you. You know, that's
What were you saying, Nate?
Yeah, I also think that there's the whole aspect of we don't want to give away that we exist and come to hunt humans on this planet.
Right.
Because if you just leave a corpse, people are going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you?
Right.
Can't leave anything behind. Terminator 2 taught us that.
Yes. What's your second question?
Then the other was, because the second one is more of a comment, because I did feel like, this race is so honorable. How is this fucking fair?
Oh, man.
But then I was like, how are we fair to the fucking deer?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, deer have every advantage that they have against a predator. It's like, the Ewoks have every advantage that they had against the predator.
I'm glad you brought the Ewoks up, because a fucking predator got Ewoked in this movie real fucking bad.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't get dog walked, he got Ewoked.
Yeah.
The other thing that we find out naturally along the way is that Arnold accidentally falls into a mud puddle and is covered in this thick mud.
He Peppa Pig's out.
Yeah, and then the predator can't see him.
Muddy puddles.
Now,
I love muddy puddles.
now we know that part, right? And so now he can construct a battle plan, and one of the coolest montages ever, where he sets up the traps, and then at the end he screams. He's holding the torch up, and he screams to come get me, kind of thing. He just screams, and
Great
the predator, So throughout the movie, we would hear the predator screech, right? And everyone turns and looks like fear. Just like, what the fuck is that noise? When Arnold does it, it cuts to the shot of the predator, and he looks up like, what the fuck? So I thought that was an excellent parallel.
I love it. He completely turns the table.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, like 100%.
He really does.
Few people set primitive traps in movies like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Nope.
He's like
He's one of a kind.
And this. And few people can asshole like Carl Weathers assholes and everything.
Man, like, you talking about learning things about the predator, like, as the characters learn it. Like, to me, that, like, that's why the first movie in a series is like always the best
because you're learning the rules
because you don't know what this shit is.
You're getting introduced to it,
and it's also like I feel like why they're typically first a horror movie,
right?
because it's the fucking
it's scary
unknown.
as fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
But by the second movie, you're like, oh yeah, okay, he cloaks and he mimics, and it's like, all right, we got this shit.
They'll throw in like in
We
Predator
do.
2, they throw in a couple of little extra bumps of what the Predator's capable of. You know, you get a better look at that, and then we got Predators, and then we got the Predator, and we've got Prey, we've got Alien versus Predator.
God, Prey, man.
Prey was really good. Yeah,
Prey is fucking good.
We were talking about this earlier before we came in. You guys did Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
But I don't think you had started watching the movies at that point, had you?
I don't think we watched the movie for this.
'Cause I think-
for that, and that's a shame. Because,
yeah, we did because that's the one where they go
Did
to
you?
the fucking
Arctic.
yeah, and they drill
Yeah.
that
Did
we
big
watch
fucking
it?
tunnel. Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's the only reason I watched that movie.
Okay.
That's why I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
that goes again to the whole honorable thing about I think anyway, about the Predators. Like that movie is really what drove it home for me that like, oh, once they come to the understanding that like you're not just prey, like you're, you know, like kind of
An equal?
kind of like how like when she kills that predator or that alien
Right.
in front of the predator, it's a different game now. Like his level of, oh, okay, here, take this. We're gonna work together now. You know, which
I get that.
I like. I always thought that was really cool.
I get
thought
that.
was
That's
really
where we differ on that because that's like an eye roll moment for me, just because it's like, and it's only because of what I want.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very selfish thing, but it's like, oh no, I want this to be a monster. No, I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean? It's
See,
like,
the aliens are the monsters.
I know.
They are the straight, but the predators just seem like monsters at first. I mean, they are monsters, but you know, they're less.
Again,
lawful
once that
evil
happens,
instead of chaotic evil.
Right.
Like the
they're
aliens.
lawful.
Right.
Exactly. I don't even know that they're. I mean, I guess they're lawful evil, but
I already know just because they kill people for sport.
but that's the
depends
thing.
on what
Like
you feel
once
about
they
other
realize,
races and
like
species, I guess, right?
I guess you know when they think that you're on their level at some point, they're just like, oh, okay, I get it now. You're cool. We're gonna.
We'll brand you with our special special brand.
All right. So we have a game. Do you want to move to the game, or we got more movie talk?
Yeah.
Man, I could talk about the movie for a very, very long time.
Yeah,
I could too.
I could too.
A very long time. It is.
But it's a 30-minute show, you guys. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
We're like an hour over.
I know, man. I just want to say that
Again.
I have a great memory the first time I watched this movie. It was like the fucking perfect environment. I was in 4th grade at a
Yeah.
fucking sleepover.
Hell yeah.
And it's like fucking 10 boys, 10 like 4th grade boys.
I'm surprised you
watching-
weren't cheering.
I mean, it was a fucking show. It was
Yeah.
crazy as shit.
that's
Oh
awesome.
shit!
Yeah. So watching it in that environment is like, all right, that was the best way to watch that movie for
I
the
love
first
that.
time. I feel like.
love that. When I was in
Pizza Hut thick, the pan pizza in one hand,
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Mountain Dew
yeah.
in the other.
Hell yes.
All your friends watching Predator
Hell yeah.
sitting in your jammies.
on their shag carpet.
Yeah.
Watching a big ass console TV.
Oh yeah.
big ass console.
Framed in wood.
Wood
Oh, yeah.
framed. You know it.
Why'd your mom let us rent this?
Shut up. She doesn't know. If she sees any of this, we're going to have to turn it off. When I was in college, I majored in graphic design, and one of our assignments was to do a movie poster, and I did Predator, but I used myself as both the model of the face and as the body of the Predator in my. I gotta find it and show it to you
Please.
sometime. I don't know if I've still got it.
Could be the art.
is
Could be the show art.
fantastic,
If you can find it really
Just
fast.
generate that image real quick in ChatGPT.
I don't think
This as Predator.
I don't think I'll be able to find
Alien
that.
Predator.
It's on a
Alien
zip
Predator.
drive disc somewhere.
Zip drive.
Oh yeah, I got some of those floating around in my file cabinet.
Yeah,
Was it that Zip 100, the original, or that Zip 250?
100.
The jazz drive.
Oh, the jazz.
Well, Nate, do you want to tell us about the game as the foremost expert?
Well, do we happen to have a letter from somebody?
As a matter of fact, we do.
Hell yeah.
Jake, thank you for asking. We have a letter.
You know this show better than I do.
We have a we have a handwritten letter delivered by Pony Express from Zine Lord Brad from Arizona. He writes, "Hello. This is one of those games that seemed like it was always available to rent at the video store near my dad's house in eastern Kentucky. I guess there's not too many predator heads in the coal fields. That video store, by the way, is the only one I ever saw that rented out Game Boy games. Interesting.
Probably more Predator heads than NES heads, is my guess.
Right, probably. I can't tell if this game was released in 1987, 1988, or 1989, but this anonymous review/summary is from the August-September 1989 issue of Game Player's Strategy Guide to Nintendo Games.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. There are no scores of any kind on this 2-page spread. The anonymous reviewer writes, Predator, the game, preserves the essence of Predator, the movie, while adding a number of Nintendo-only challenges and difficulties. The player assumes the role of Dutch Schaefer, played in the film by Arnold Schwarzenegger, sole survivor of an elite strike force that came into the jungle to knock out a terrorist camp and became, in turn, the prey of a lethal alien invader. There are 2 types of terrain in this game, the jungle and the ethereal zone. In the former, you must leap from edge to edge, avoiding the fast and dangerous scorpions. If you can't avoid them, you can hitch a ride on their backs. Guess what I didn't know, by the way. Past the jungle, because you can't punch them.
You can.
Can you?
Yeah,
I
you just
couldn't.
can't crouch and punch at the same time. You have to like jump at them from a lower platform and punch.
No, fuck that. Don't get me. I will get into that in a minute. Avoiding scorpions if you can avoid it. Past the jungle, you will enter the ethereal zone where you must shoot spheres and clusters that often contain firepower bonuses. The appearance of blue clusters heralds the predator itself. You destroy the predator repeatedly in this game, and it's not easy because, just as in the movie, the alien is invisible except for brief flickering glimpses. This game has some quirks. You can't change weapons at will. If you're holding grenades, for instance, you must keep fighting with them until you reach another weapon, even if you'd much rather be fighting with a gun or even with your fists. And be forewarned that long periods of jumping, much of it is frustratingly tricky and precise, are a key element to survival. If jumping isn't your strong point, Predator will prey on you. And then it just shows some notes next to some of the game screens. When you're in the ethereal zone and blue sphere clusters appear on the screen, be prepared for the Predator. Dutch must score 8 hits to blow it away. At the end of stage 9, the only way to reach the cave is to shoot the ledge the creature is standing on, then jump on top of the creature when it falls to the floor. At the end of stage 8, you'll find 2 cave entrances. The top one is a warp to an advanced level, while the bottom leads to stage 9. Later, Zine Lord, Brad from Arizona.
Thank you, Zine Lord.
Thank you. So what did we think about this game? Well, let's see. Nate, what did you think about this game? You speed ran it? Why? Why did you speed run it? Because you liked it, or because you just thought this was something you could pull off and you just went for it?
So it's because this is one of those games that I got when I was a teenager that had just recently watched Predator for the first time and started playing it on my NES. And I just played it because it was Predator. You know, like when you're a kind of a dumb kid and you're just like,
yeah,
I like this thing.
Yep.
It's Predator. I'm going to like it.
Yeah. I like the Konami Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I get it.
Sure.
That's because that's good.
So I played the hell out of this game and got to the point where I could beat it every time when I played it, not knowing the best routes and stuff like you do when you're a speedrunner.
Still, that's amazing.
So,
I would like to point out, I feel like that's a pretty amazing feat, because I honestly feel like this game is a pretty fucking challenging game.
Yeah.
This game is extraordinarily challenging, especially if you don't know the easiest routes to take in the game, because there are some levels that I'm just going to say are straight up bullshit, and there's some levels that are even on the run that are kind of bullshit. Like level 25 is horrible. But no, I speedran this game because I genuinely liked it growing up, and because I knew it didn't have a big I thought I could make the top of the list pretty quick by playing. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to learn the speed run. Yeah, and I really do enjoy this game, knowing full well that it is not a great video game, but I do love it.
For me, I can say that I did not love it. I had a lot of trouble with it.
I had trouble with it as well, although there were certainly things about it that I liked. It was not Conan, for starters.
Right.
So immediately I was like, okay, all right.
Or Darkman.
I jump
Hold
normally
on.
in
You
this
guys
game.
are spoiling the end of the Conan episode for me.
Yeah,
Okay?
sorry.
I'm like more than halfway through it.
Did you expect us to like it?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. My bad, dude.
And no, I really, especially from the beginning of the episode and everything, I really thought you guys were going to dig it. So
But you're off the hook. You don't have to listen to the rest of that
I guess I don't. Yeah, I guess not. I'm gonna.
But I liked the so immediately I got Contra vibes from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like, not only from the setting, like the jungle setting, but also because of the proportions.
Yeah.
Like the character.
Because it looks like Contra. Yeah.
It does look like it. Yeah, it looks like they're pulling from that, and also a little bit of Castlevania. Again, mainly because of the proportions. And then later on, you like. I mentioned Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles earlier. I feel like this game suffers a little bit from TMNT syndrome, where it's like, oh shit, the source material had one monster in it. Scorpions make sense, okay.
Yeah.
Guerrilla Warriors also makes sense.
How about Amoeba?
They were
And then
in.
then they kind of get where it's like, we got to come up with some shit, guys. So you fight a lot of weird stuff, which I'm not opposed to, but I feel
There's
like
a lot of shit that looks like they were taken from shapes on a bandana.
or other games, because there's
Like someone looked at a bandana and said, "Let's make that into a monster." That little guy, that little
Weird
squiggle.
Pac-Man ghost.
Yeah, right.
The burning
there's like another enemy that like looks like they were just like, we'll take that enemy from Bomberman and just put it in the cave.
Yeah.
And it's like he's just like a cutesy kind of like enemy, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
I mean, it's kind of like whatever, but at the same time, it's I don't know. I wish that there would have been some like tonal consistency. I know that's asking a fucking lot from like a game from this time.
Sure.
There's no tonal consistency in this game. Like, if you think about it, like, you start off and you go through these platforming levels, and all of a sudden you're in this weird blue level.
Yeah.
That's not in the jungle anymore. Then there's a predator fight in the end of level 4, and then you go into what's called big mode.
Big mode.
Which also both modes had like color palette issues for me. The colors were rough.
Now, Dutch is supposed to be in a pink
A
singlet.
pink jumpsuit,
Yeah.
a pink stretch pants. Yeah, it's so weird.
So pink outfit is sure a choice, man.
Is there any transition in the game between the two different places? So the jungle, and then what was the ethereal whatever?
The ethereal
That's
zone.
the
Ethereal
big
zone?
mode.
Oh, okay. So is there anything in the game sort of explaining to you that, oh, now you're here? Or is it literally just like you end a level in the jungle and then you start a level?
It's just a different
in the-
kind of fight.
Yeah.
But you're in a
Before
different
the
place,
level starts,
right?
it says big mode 1. And
Right.
then
Oh,
it
okay.
drops you off into the level.
So you're
Like,
still in the jungle?
No, it's a different gameplay mode, and like
okay.
Dutch is huge. It goes from like these like Castlevania proportions to like
Street Fighter.
Bigger than the worst
Like,
European SNES game.
yeah, very very big, very big. They should have called it very big mode because it's almost like this is gonna sound like this is a crazy fucking analogy, but it's kind of like the boxers in Punch Out, and that imagine that size. All of a sudden
yeah.
you're like
Okay.
that size.
Wow.
It's very very big.
Yeah.
But side scrolling.
Right. Side scrolling, and you're shooting orbs of different colors.
I think they did that so that they could
weird.
focus on the detail of the predator. I think that was part of that reason, and then also to break up the monotony. I guess I don't know. It's kind of like that's what they do for like the boss fight of that particular stage.
it feels to me like that should be like a mini game, because that's almost like, because I don't know, the main part of the game to me feels like the side-scrolling platforming segments.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just because those go on for longer. But like
there's more of them.
Right.
There's a lot more of them.
Yeah. A whole lot more. So big mode almost feels like what you would expect from like a bonus round, like in a different video game, but it's a mandatory thing that you go through. It's just part of the progression.
Which they're not hard once you know how to beat them, like big mode. Like once you understand one, they're really not very difficult. But the RNG for how long they take is one of the reasons I stopped running that game, because for some reason it can randomly add 15 seconds to how long big mode is, and none of us have figured out how to manipulate the RNG for how long.
So what is? Sorry, I'm not familiar with speedrunning terminology. What is RNG?
Oh, so it's like RNG stands for random number generator, but within that context, it's just like the randomness of how long something can take. Like,
so there are certain elements in the game that are just random.
Yeah, like for instance, like if you're running down that platform, the enemy turns left sometimes, it turns right sometimes. So there's no way to control it. Like that's RNG kind of thing.
But and Nate kind of touched on this. What's really interesting about speedrunning, in my opinion, is when people discover a way that they can manipulate the RNG. Because like that's always fun for me, like especially when I'm watching which I don't watch a lot of speedruns, but I like watching RPG speedruns because like a lot of those people have figured out how to manipulate the RNG to a point where I'm going to get this random encounter, then I'm going to get this random encounter, and that's just that
the encounters aren't random anymore,
right?
Because you're manipulating them.
Right. Which to me is just like, especially in something that's massive.
You've gamed the system a little bit,
right? Yeah, and that's kind of I feel like that's cool. The fun of it.
That's cool.
Let me ask a question. At some point, several times during my very unsuccessful and brief playthrough of this game, I exploded.
And I think that's a cool animation.
It is a cool animation. Why did it happen?
Because you died.
Okay.
But I was just standing still.
Oh.
I do have an explanation for that.
Yeah.
Because there is possibility that you can soft block in this game. So the game, instead of programming it so there were no soft blocks in the game, they instead put a suicide button into the game. So if you press, I think it's select.
It's select.
You die.
Because I thought I could switch weapons, and I hit select, and I blew up.
That is a self-destruct button.
Oh, my God. I didn't realize that's what was triggered. I thought I had stood still too long, and Invisible Predator had blown me up or something.
Well, hey, guys, should we fix this shit or just put a self-destruct button in there?
Hey, that sounds cool. The Predator does that, so I couldn't dodge.
Yeah. Let's just do that. This is going to be a lot of work.
It drove me crazy, and the third time I did it, I'm like, I'm fucking done. I keep blowing up, and I don't know why.
I love how it looks. It's so fucking crazy because like you split into four.
Yeah.
And then they like spiral away.
It's a great effect. I thought Predator had like snuck up on me and killed me or something. I'm like, well, how was I supposed to know if he's completely invisible? It's accurate to the game, I guess.
Dude, speaking of which, in the movie, I didn't mention this, but like, I love how the cloaking looks in this movie.
Yeah.
Where it like almost looks like it's recursive because it's like you can see through him, but you see the things behind him like multiple times.
Right.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
That refractory effect is super cool. I love it because it reminds you, at least it's always landed on me like this, especially because there are cloaking effects in Star Trek and stuff too, is that it looks like it's supposed to, like you think it would look if you were bending light around an object. You know,
instead of it just being like an outline or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I love that effect. I think it looks so good.
Okay, we're back. We had to stop for a minute, and now we've lost our place. We don't know where we were, so I think we were still talking, obviously, about
the
game, and but I don't remember where we got to.
Oh, I knew you talked about big mode.
We covered big mode
because I asked a bunch of questions about whether or not it was an actual different place or just a different mode.
So
and we were talking about the enemies.
Yeah.
Oh, and it not being consistent,
right?
At all.
This was developed by Pack-In Video, and published by Activision. Yep.
Wait, what were they?
Pack-In Video.
Pack-In.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
like
okay.
Super Mario was packed in with the Nintendo.
What other what else has Pack-In Video brought us?
Pack in Video.
I feel like they've probably contributed some really good games.
Well, with a name like Pack in Video,
Considering I've never, ever heard of them. Who else? You said it was produced by somebody else, too?
it was published by Acclaim.
Oh, okay.
Activision. Sorry. That's kind of the same thing now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, true.
That fucks me up. They did. So they're a Japanese company. Okay. So there are a lot of MSX games. Like they did Rambo for the MSX, Super Rambo for the MSX. Okay. Let's see. Let's go into Famicom. Predator, of course. Knight Rider for the Famicom.
Okay. I didn't know that was a game.
I didn't either.
Thunderbirds.
Okay.
They did a Game Boy game called Trump Boy. I don't know what that's about, but it came out in 1990, so there's a chance.
There's a chance.
That it's Wall Street Kid. There's a chance. They did Die Hard for the PC Engine.
Oh.
They did Minesweeper for the Game Boy.
Okay.
They did Terminator 2 for the Famicom.
You guys did Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
They did.
But there is a Terminator 2 game coming out.
Oh, man.
On Steam and stuff.
It looks fucking great.
It looks so
fucking
dude.
good. Dave dropped Did you put that in our chat or in the games on the Discord?
I put it in our private chat because I was really hoping that you guys were going to be like, oh, we should do this for the show.
We should do this for the show.
And that didn't happen. So I'm glad it came up again.
Yeah.
Because we should definitely do that for the show.
It looks so good because they like felt like they needed a Terminator 2 remake.
Yeah.
And because the original was so bad. Yeah. And this thing is beautiful. It follows the movie so well. The motion of like the T-1000 is so fluid and built in.
Yeah,
it's fucking great looking. Like I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
There was like a Sarah Connor level that was like she's breaking out of the institution, and it's got nice. Blackthorn elements where like show like hide in the background and like while guards come by and stuff.
That's really cool.
It's called Terminator 2D No Fate. Coming out September 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Yeah. It looked, the trailer looks good.
Looks so good.
The making of looked good. Yeah.
Speaking of Arnold, I remember I saw this thing. I can't remember if it was, I think it might have been something that I read on Reddit, but it was talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, the first time that he saw Linda Hamilton on the set of the movie, and I guess she had been like, she knew it was going to be like a super physical role or whatever, and she'd been working out, and she knew she was going to be working with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
and like he's telling the story, and he was like, she came in and she took her sweater off, and she was wearing like an armless shirt underneath, and he was like, I immediately was like, your biceps look great. And he was like, I could see how happy that made her. Like the fact that I noticed that she had been really throwing down and really
that's like a fucking crazy
and he was like, I could just see the
Schwarzenegger
on her face, when he said it. She was like, yeah, thank you.
So do we have anything else to say about the game itself, or do we want to move on to our achievements?
A couple things to say about the game itself.
Sure, yeah, go for it,
please.
Some things that I really think the game did super well, which might not be a lot, but there are, were some of the like cutscene type sequences where the 8-bit drawings, I thought that those were actually pretty well done.
Yeah, they looked pretty good.
I like those. I do think in the beginning where like they're giving you the story, I think it's really good, but I did laugh at how fast the Earth was spinning.
Dude, I know.
It's hilarious because the Earth is going fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But that's all like, I can forgive all that just from the era and the system.
Yeah, and also like at the end of the game, I don't think there's any spoilers here. Like if they do the final scene, but my favorite part is where it shows Dutch, and
I
he's
know
like,
what he's gonna
"You are
say.
one ugly beast."
Nice.
They can't even say you're one ugly mother.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they had to say ugly beast.
Yep.
I thought that was great too.
Yeah, it cracks me up. And I honestly think, as surprising as it is, I think the music in the game was actually decent. Like, you could really see him phoning it in, but I thought that it was not bad. It wasn't grating at all, which I think, for some NES games, that's a plus for sure.
Yeah.
It was good. I think they could have, if they got Arnold's face and the Predator's face to be in this, I feel like they should have gotten the music licensed.
Yeah.
To digitize and put in the game.
I also feel like I would have liked to have had more variation in the music.
It didn't change hardly at all.
Right. I mean, at least it didn't seem like it to me.
Yeah.
But I agree. I don't think the music that was in there was like offensive or grating by any stretch.
No, it was fine.
I didn't think that this was a horrible video game.
No.
I thought it was pretty okay. This was like on the scale falls. I don't know. I feel like I've been saying this like every episode. I think this is one of those games where I would have rented it for the weekend and not been disappointed.
Right.
I just would. This wouldn't have been a Bart versus the world scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Like this would have been okay, well, cool. I'll just see how far I can get in this video game.
Sure.
I don't see myself completing this. Like as a rental as a child, but like I think that I would have enjoyed it, fine enough. But it's like there's just so many bad video games that this doesn't seem like it's egregious.
No, it's not. And I mean, I didn't care for it, but I have the chronic I suck at this itis. You know, I'm just not very good with my hand-eye coordination and side-scrolling platformers or cinematic platforms, whatever you want to call it. It's just not what it used to be. My timing's off. I kept falling through like some of the graphics are fucked up because like if
it makes it feel like there's a wall.
There's a like a platform. It looks like there's a platform there, but it's darker. It's the same as the lighter ones, but it's darker, which apparently means it's in the background and you can't cross it. And several times I found myself falling to my death because I thought that was a platform and it wasn't.
That fucked with me too. I really liked how it controlled. Like, I mean,
it wasn't bad.
Like, as a platformer, like there are like some segments that were really fun. Like where you're trying to like you're making this long run of like single block jumps. And it's like when you get that rhythm, it feels really good. Yeah, I didn't have any problems with like the way that the game controlled. It's just a lot of the problems that I have with the game is just that it just seemed like it was a rushed product.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the AI, like especially the guerrilla fighters, like they just run off cliffs and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, okay, I guess that guy just does not give a fuck.
that random number didn't generate right for him that time. He just walked right off the edge.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm really lenient with NES games because it's like I can look at 50 other NES games that do that same shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like I feel like a lot of games from this era just did not have the polish that games did in future generations.
Yeah, and you're talking about a system that was new when I was a teenager. I mean, that takes us way back. You know, in the Super NES, I realize that was the 90s, but to me it doesn't seem as long ago, and I know it isn't like physically as long ago, but it seems like the NES happened so much farther long ago to me. And that's, again, why I can be sort of forgiving about that shit too. But for me, it was like playing this game was like playing Super Meat Boy, right? Because I'm like, you got to kind of hurry, but you're jumping on these teeny tiny little platforms and you got to do it just right because all the shit's coming at you from different angles and the timing is just not my forte. So, you know, I don't think it's a bad game either. I just know that I'm not good at it. So, you know, whatever.
I'm trying to be quiet, you guys.
Yeah. Hey, shut up.
Who let you back in here?
Sorry, I've got a bunch of big financials due early in the mornings. My boss is like, we got to drill down to this now. Okay. So.
And you were like, I'm sorry, is it 8 a.m.? You needed those, you didn't say you needed those 9:40, did you?
Yeah.
I like how he just assumed you would be available and have time to do that right now at 9:40 at night. Yeah.
Part of the deal.
He's only doing one job now, right?
No. No. I hope to, after next week, to phase into just one job. So
Gotcha.
Good luck.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm about half off the other one.
That's good.
The next person is, I've trained her up that much. So yeah. So what you guys talking about?
We were just saying how we felt about the game's quality and whether we felt like it was a good game or a bad game. Where do you fall on that scale?
I just fall back on, I've played worse. I played a lot worse. As long as I can like move and understand what's going on and get to the end of the level and not feel like I want to die,
Dude,
it's like, that's okay.
Is there a button?
I know,
Is there a
right?
button for jump? Yes. Good.
Does it function? And can I make it from one spot to the
dude,
other?
Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins
that's-
like fucking nailed it in Discord when he said that we have stared into the abyss for too long.
Yeah.
He is 100% correct. Because if
just
we would have
said-
played this game 12 years ago, I would have been like, this game is fucking trash. I cannot believe that we wasted our time playing this. And now I'm like, well, I mean, it's like Ian said, there's a button for jump and that's good.
Yeah. I was just going to say,
Like
hey,
battered spouse syndrome.
look, there's also a button for suicide. So and you don't see that in every game.
Yeah, and they say it's
that's-
painless in that MASH song. So I mean, hey, that's
Yeah, our standards are so much lower.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
yeah.
and then when we find
2025, baby.
when we find a game that we like that we really like,
Yeah,
legitimately,
Irem Skins game.
it's like I'm like looking back and forth at you two, going, "Is this real?
we-
real? Did we
we-
really like this, or are
we've
we
been
just
living-
finding shit to like about it?"
We're living at last call for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave, go home, but you can't stay here.
Do you fellas have any achievements for this game?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I don't, but ChatGPT does.
Oh boy, we just had a lengthy conversation about this fella.
Here's-
ChatGPT.
Well, here's what's scary. The ones that he produced for me today are actually kind of good.
Not as
Because-
good as you could have come up with.
Probably not.
With your
And there's-
beautiful mind, Ian.
There's some that there's one that I had my own take on. So what I did was I asked him to make me some achievements about the game using quotes from the movie.
Okay.
And that's probably what I would have done anyway.
I mean, that's checking my boxes.
I got 10 of these bad boys.
Some of mine are just offensive though, so I mean,
Yeah.
there's that.
All right, number 1, get to the chopper.
Oh, yeah.
Finish the final level and reach the end screen. Number 2, if it bleeds, we can kill it, which is one of my favorite lines
I
from
love
the
it.
movie. Defeat the predator in big mode without taking damage.
Big mode is so fucking fun.
GPT knew big mode. That
Did.
is-
Yeah, isn't that creepy?
yeah.
It read the forums.
I know.
From Predator for the NES. That's what's like. It's like, wow, let's really
Yep.
drill it down to the obscure now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing my job for me. You are one ugly motherfucker or beast, depending on how.
Jeez.
Wow. It
Jeez.
differentiated.
I added the beast part.
Oh, okay.
I added
Okay.
the beast
Oh, phew.
part. Trigger the predator's unmasking animation or appearance. Ain't got time to bleed.
That is my favorite
It's a
line.
great line.
in the movie.
I ain't got time to
Because
bleed.
not only is it's
You got time to duck?
That was also a very good
Yeah,
line.
it's a
'cause
great
he had just-
follow-up.
He had just shot that mortar up. He's like, "You got time to duck?"
it's simultaneously the most badass line in the movie the most ridiculous line in the movie, and it does have a great follow-up to it. And it characterizes Jesse Ventura's character in that movie. Like, I mean, that is like, bing.
Yeah,
there
it
is.
To get Ain't Got Time to Bleed, survive an entire level with only 1 health bar. I also added my own achievement for Ain't Got Time to Bleed, which is spontaneously explode. Apparently from hitting the select button, the suicide button. The next achievement is stick around. Nice. Defeat an enemy using only melee attacks. This next achievement is I see you. Shoot an invisible predator with a lucky blind shot. Number 7, the jungle. It just came alive and took him. Lose a life to an off-screen attack. Number 8.
Pretty good.
That is good.
That is good.
I'm telling you, ChatGPT is on its fucking game this week. You
Damn
know?
it.
The next one is Old Painless is Waiting. Another good line. Yep. Collect the minigun weapon or the equivalent power-up.
That's why the special one is called Old Painless in Fallout.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
The next one is This Stuff Will Make You a Goddamn Sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Of course.
Complete any
Just
level
like
using only the knife. Is there a knife?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So this is where it starts to break down. This is the last one. What the hell are you? And to get what the hell are you, complete the game without dying.
Nice.
ChatGPT didn't give us a I'd like a little pussy. What the fuck,
I was going to
ChatGPT?
unlock that one.
Add pussy achievements. Put it in. Add pussy
do it.
achievements.
Sorry, P word. P word achievements. It's in the movie, Taryn. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I asked my wife, why is your pussy so big? Why is your pussy so big? She said, why'd you say it twice? I didn't.
You see, it's the echo. So I said to my wife, I'd like a little pussy, and she said, "Yeah, me too. Mine's as big as a house." To unlock that, you ignore all of your marital responsibilities to play Predator for the NES.
Nice.
That was just on the spot. We came up with that one.
I did that for all of 2022.
My first real achievement is Jungle Fever. In order to unlock Jungle Fever, you complete all of the jungle mode stages without losing any health. You have to be really committed in order to do that, because you take a lot of hits.
Yeah.
What about Jungle Love?
Jungle Love.
Oh.
You play the game while listening to Morris Day in the Time.
You buy the game from a local dealer for $15.
Okay. That'll
You
work.
put that shit in my hand. My next achievement is Size Queen. In order to unlock Size Queen, you complete all of the big mode stages without losing any health. My next achievement is a classic oldie. We haven't touched on this in a while. It's also a stretch, so hear me out. Dicks Out for Harambe. In order to unlock Dicks Out for Harambe, watch 3 different gorilla fighters run off of a platform to their death. My next achievement
Fucking
is
Dave GPT over here, just throwing out
Hell yeah.
gold.
Hell yeah, fuck you, ChatGPT. You come fucking. I ain't got time to bleed, ChatGPT. My next achievement is Sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Nice,
Or Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
In order to unlock Sexual Tyrannosaurus, you rent this game from the same store that you buy your chewing tobacco.
Nice.
Which in this part of the country,
It's absolutely
Definitely possible.
in 1989,
Oh, you could definitely make that happen.
I could have done both of those in Possum Trot at a gas station.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Yes. Rock
my,
got a bowl in his blob.
my next achievement,
Possum Trot.
I
And a package of Red Man, please.
I'm sorry, we just have ODB. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
My next achievement is I wouldn't wish that on a broke dick dog. Another great line from this movie. Didn't make a lot of sense to me, but
It's the way it just rolls off the tongue. It doesn't have to make sense.
In order to unlock I Wouldn't Wish That on a Broke Dick Dog, you know what? I just like that line.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with anything. You find a dog in the game.
You break his stick.
My next achievement is anytime. In order to unlock anytime, you just punch a scorpion off a cliff.
Yeah, which is cool. That's a good one. That's actually really good.
They turn into this little spirally thing when you punch them, which I really like how that looks. And then my last achievement is I'm gonna have me some fun. In order to unlock, I'm gonna have me some fun. You use up, which is not possible, sadly. Okay, all right, I got it to work. You accidentally pick up the punch power up when you're firing your laser gun,
and then lose
without
laser
hitting
gun.
any enemy. Yeah.
I got another one.
Okay.
Over there, past them trees. And to get that, you fucking think you're walking across the thing and you fall down.
All right. Hell yes. Hell yes. Nate, Tyler, anyone?
Achievements.
John?
I was working on the fourth one. I've got 3.5. So my first one is level 20 monk. You unlock that by defeating a predator with just your fists. And the other one takes a little bit of preface to understand. So my second one,
Yeah, I love it.
Funniest
it's the
jokes
best
are the
joke.
ones you
Let's
got.
go. Let's go for a
They're
walk.
real
So-
deep in the weeds. That's
So in Dragon Ball Z, you hear Vegeta, no, a lot. So in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, every time you hear Vegeta, no, Vegeta follows up, Vegeta, yes. So you unlock Vegeta, yes, by hitting the self-destruct button. Because he does that in Abridged when he does a move that kills himself. Vegeta, no, Vegeta, yes, and he just kills himself.
He presses select.
Yep. Let's see. My third one is Steve Rogers. You throw a grenade and then jump over on it so it hurts you before the enemy.
And those fucking grenades only blow up like one tile.
Yeah.
Terrible.
One rock. A rock per grenade.
We don't even get a fucking screen clear or half a screen clear.
Or just, I don't know,
Or
like
anything.
They're
more
pop
than
rocks.
one block.
Yeah.
You're throwing pop rocks at your enemy.
Meanwhile, I feel like the blast radius to hit you much greater.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense. Like if you really wanted to parse it, like your grenades probably gonna do more damage to the human flesh than
Then rocks.
rocks.
Maybe. Yeah.
See, my last one being, you see, it makes total sense because green is the color of life and red is the color of bad. And you unlock that by riding a green scorpion and then trying to jump and ride on a red scorpion and dying.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so the green scorpions don't hurt you.
nope, you ride them.
You ride on
Yep.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, like you do in real life with the
Yeah.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, normally the scorpion rides on the frog's back, but
Oh, right.
It's just a
right.
snake.
it's a little bit different here. They're green.
But
Wait,
I thought
you
the
didn't get
green
it,
one
dummy?
was called reptile.
Well, see, it's straight from the book,
Didn't
from
chick-
the movie. Whenever he stabs the scorpion with a knife to scare Dylan, and then he rides the scorpion.
I'm sorry, Nate. What did you say?
I said I thought the green scorpion was called reptile and the red one was called ermine.
Nice.
You got any achievements, Nate?
I'll give you one. How about this? In honor of Mac killing the boar, it's called One Ugly Beast, and you get that for eating a pulled pork sandwich while playing Predator.
Hell yeah. There has to be a
good
barbecue
shit.
joint somewhere that has One Ugly Beast on the menu, right? I mean,
It has to.
has to. That has to be a Just Berg special at some point. Well, guys, how much do you think you'd pay for this game? If you were to buy Predator used, how much do you think you'd pay for it?
I'll have
Well,
to sit this one out because I do own this both loose and boxed.
Ooh.
Loose and complete and boxed.
Hell yeah.
$18.
$18 from Ian. What do you say, Tyler?
$12.
$12 from Tyler. John.
$21.
Oh, we got some close ones with the 18 and the 21. actual retail value of Schwarzenegger Predator.
Yeah.
For the NES, loose on average, according to PriceCharting.com at the time of this recording, is $17.49.
I got close,
Nice.
but I went over.
All right.
Boom, 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 boom.
What do you think? What do you think? Just for shits and giggles, what do you think a complete Schwarzenegger Predator goes for?
How much would you sell it for, Nate?
When you like to know. I won't sell it because I love it.
No, priceless then.
$45.
$45 from Ian.
70.
$70 from John. Tyler, what say you?
$60.
$60. How's $149.85 strike you, gentlemen?
Woo!
My God.
Boy,
I paid 80 for mine.
Hell yeah, man.
Pretty good.
you're making that money.
When did you buy it?
Oh, like 2022 when I was speed running it all the time.
That tracks. I should have known that. I was just curious because it's like one of the things I like about price charting is they show you this line graph, right? And when the prices spike. And it looks like it spiked like probably I'd say March of 2021. So I feel like you got a good.
The best thing
Getting
about
good.
price charting is that they have charts.
Yeah.
Prices.
I mean, it says what it says right on the screen.
It's a little on the nose, but whatever.
Really good charts.
Have you seen these charts?
no, they're good
They're
charts.
basic. But they get the job done.
I know a good chart when I see one.
Hell yeah.
I know a lot about PowerPoint charts, graphs.
Fuck, slides. Raid bosses. Well, gentlemen, what do you think Flopsy Jr. has to say about Predator for the NES?
That Junior always throws a little.
Junior's got a temper.
Yeah.
I want to say
A
it's
little-
common, personally.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I am too.
Yep.
I would think,
Yep.
this would have probably sold.
Because it's not only, there were so many different versions of Predator too. Because it's like when I was doing the small amount of research that I did on the developer, I was like, okay, wait, which one did the NES? Because there was like a pretty sizable list on Moby Games. So I'm good with Common.
Yep.
What do we think?
For about $17, yeah, it lines up.
Yeah, that is true. What do we think about the star rating?
Junior has a temper.
Junior does not like
Right?
the movie tie-in games. So I honestly think we're at like a 1,
Ooh, really?
I'd say 2.
2. Okay. Ian's with 2.
What did it
Tyler's
give
with
Conan again?
2. It gave Conan a 1 point.
1.5.
Oh shit, we spoiled it for John.
Oh,
God damn it.
I set that up perfect.
That is a good point. Conan is such a worse video game that it would be a crime if Predator was ranked
But it
lower,
got the same score as Total
But
Recall,
it's still
which was
mine.
1.5.
which was 1.5. So,
Which was it better? So 1.5.
Yeah.
but I think this qualifies as better than. It's got to be better than
You think it was better Total Recall?
1.5. Yeah, I do. I think it was better than Total Recall. I think they're going to think it was better than Total Recall.
Hey, right off the bat, we got 3 people saying 2. So to me, that it should be 2. I mean, that was the gut reaction to the majority of the people. Like, yeah,
Who's
that
Star
tracks.
Common?
Too common. Yeah.
2 common.
Too furious.
Ooh. Well, according to Flopsy Jr., a.k.a. the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library, 1985 through 1995, by Pat Contry, courtesy of Big Dicked Pie Baker Chris Vaughn, Predator for the NES, scrolling. This is fine. Oh, I don't mean scrolling. I mean flipping pages. flipping pages. Predator. Genre, action. Release date, April 1989. Developer, Pack-In Video. Publisher, Activision. Number of players, 1. Special features, NA.
Pencil features big mode. Come on. Now.
Yeah, for real. For real. It's a grower, not a shower.
You just got to wait for big mode.
Yeah, come on, baby.
I'm gonna use that line tonight.
You got to keep playing. You got to keep playing until we get to big mode.
I was in the pool. It's fine. Once I get to
There was
big mode-
shrinkage.
I was in the pool.
Jerry.
Availability. Common.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rating. 1.5 stars.
Man, fuck you, Flopsy Jr.
If it's I think the rule of thumb is going to be if it's a movie tie-in game, Flopsy Jr. is giving it a 1.5.
Starring
star.
Arnold.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of that's weak.
Those are not all the same quality of game.
No.
That's laziness on their part.
Not only that, but you've said it. Like there are so many worse games on the NES than this game. Like
There's actually a really good line in the reflections in this book that was done by PC, where they say there is actually they're talking about Popcorn. Popcorn, are you
knew it.
ghostwriting?
We knew it. Suspected
I
this
think
for
I
a
heard
long
Nate
time.
say
Yeah,
that,
it's-
or was it Tyler? I heard somebody say
No,
it.
Nate said it. And it's actually
Full credit.
it's weird because
My
Nate,
brain went Pat Country. Okay.
you're mentioned in the reflections. This is Popcorn. They say they're not sure why this game was given an NES release, as it falls within that same quote totally inappropriate for children vein as Platoon and Total Recall. And then they talk about something that I forgot.
Well, only kids play video games.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on.
Adults never play video games.
There is actually a cutaway image from the movie of a few levels into the game that shows Dutch along with the hanging bodies of the soldiers that were skinned alive. I forgot that that's in the game.
Yeah.
It is.
It's Popcorn continues. It's a graphically horrific image that only got past the Nintendo of America censors because they seemingly got bored and shut the game off before getting to that point.
Damn.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what beard? Why beard?
I would give this the beard of a AI altered Brett the Hitman Hart made to look like Nate with a slight 5 o'clock shadow. Because 1, it's his game. 2, Brett's the champion. 3, you look like you're wearing a pink leotard like Brett the Hitman Hart as the main character in this game because you're the only one standing out in pink.
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows that pink blends in the jungle super
true.
well.
Yeah.
We have evolved to see
Yeah.
pink against green easy.
We
It's
saw
Predator Vision. It's Predator Vision.
Predator vision.
Predator vision.
Yeah,
Come on, guys.
that's true.
we saw the pink camo in toys. It works.
Oh, there's a reference I don't get and will never get. I will
No, just rewatch Toys
never
again,
get.
John.
Rewatch?
John has standards, Tyler.
No, I did the same thing that you guys did with that movie. I remember seeing the box and being like, that looks like a fun movie, but no one ever talked about it. No one ever said anything about it. Like, I never heard anything about it until I was way, way older. And I was like, man, I feel like I fucking dodged a bullet there.
Yeah. It was a case of, man, this movie sucks, but we all like Robin Williams, so we're not going to talk about how much the movie sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the general vibe of that movie at the time. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what glasses? Why glasses?
Owen Hart.
Oh,
Owen Hart for the other side of this game.
Okay.
His eyes upon hitting the turnbuckle. They're brothers, you see.
Yes.
They squeegeed his blood to the side of the ring.
And kept
God,
going.
he's the
Kept
one that
going.
fell, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
And they
that's
didn't stop.
fucked.
They didn't stop the event.
Fucked
Vince was like,
up,
just
man.
mop it up and keep going.
Yeah, it was cool. His wife runs the Department of Education now.
Yes.
This is the fucking reality we're in. We're in a fucking.
They're gonna
simulation. We're
fucking
in a
glue all the
fucking
pages in the books that talk about this event. They're gonna glue them together, so we'll never know what happened. That fateful
all the
night.
books about Chris Benoit and Owen Hart falling, they're gluing them together.
Yeah. What do you guys want to play next?
Platoon.
Yes.
I'll do Platoon if John comes back. How about that?
I
Is
will-
Platoon a game?
I don't. Is it?
shit.
Yeah,
You said it earlier. I
No, it's
assumed
an
it is.
NES game. I remember seeing. I'd
Can
have
we
to
do
look at the
Milo and Otis
gameplay.
after that?
Oh shit!
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot about Milo and Otis.
Hey, we're on a good roll though. If we want to do Platoon and do Milo and Otis,
I don't know what Milo knows.
it also
Milo and Otis-
also contains more slaughter,
Yeah.
as much slaughter as Predator. It's just
It's off screen.
Milo and
yeah.
Otis has that much slaughter.
Yeah.
Yes, not joking.
more than Predator does actually.
Okay. I'm good with whatever. I had forgotten about your Milo and Otis
Hey,
suggestion.
we're on a roll. I'm good.
Let's do Platoon and then do Milo and Otis because I do feel like if John commits right here and right now, that'll come back to record Platoon with us next week.
I mean, I of course gotta have a
He's in.
little. I
Sounds
gotta
like
have a
he's
little
in to me.
discussion.
Just start having the discussion now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to-
Be like Inception. Plant the seed, and then
Yeah,
eve it'll be
right.
her
Here,
own
If all three of
idea.
us can text Andy right now, she'll love it.
Yeah,
we'll
let's
go
do
ahead
it.
and clear
Let's
it.
do it.
That'll guarantee
You should-
him.
And then also be like, and this is going to be a regular thing. Just say that at the end quietly and quickly.
Write it quickly so she'll read it faster.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Now, if it's at all possible, I really like Platoon. That's
All right.
one of my favorites.
Hell yeah. I haven't seen it. So
You've never seen it? Oh.
yeah, I haven't
either.
I haven't seen it.
Oh.
This is my first time seeing Predator.
Oh. Man.
What?
Oh man.
What?
Yep.
Really? I missed that. Holy
I put
shit.
it on. Melissa was like, "Oh."
Did she
Really?
like it?
It didn't
She's
sound like
seen
it.
and didn't
Didn't
like
like
it very
it. I
much.
gotcha.
Yeah.
What did you think though?
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah. You're not wearing those nostalgia glasses like everybody else at the
Nope.
table.
Man, I honestly like nostalgia comes into it for me for sure.
Yeah.
But also
I think it's legit good.
yeah,
Like,
I think this is one that I honestly think is a legitimate good movie.
I think like I'm very I'm very curious about what you guys will think of Platoon.
Yeah.
Especially
How many
because
invisible
neither
monsters
of
are
you
in it?
have ever seen it, and it is. It's heavy.
right.
It's weighty. It's a great movie, and it's got a lot of shit to say.
Sounds like the NES game is gonna treat
I
that
can't-
with total respect.
It blows. It
Are you sure we
blows
want to
my
do heavy games 2 weeks in a row with
It
Platoon
blows
and
my-
Milo and Otis?
fucking mind that they made a fucking NES game out of the movie Platoon. Think about the movie Platoon.
This is the world
How
we live in.
does it work?
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out because it doesn't sound right. It doesn't seem like it should work. But
No,
you never
it
know.
doesn't.
We know what score it's gonna get in Fox Jr.
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger in it?
No,
No,
Well,
no.
We don't know for sure then.
maybe it is the Arnold.
Did this? Were
Factor.
there any Stallone NES movies or NES games?
NES. Yeah, Rambo.
Rambo.
Nate's got it.
Did it get higher than a 1.5?
We haven't played
We'll
it.
let
we
you
haven't
know.
played it
We'll
yet.
find out
Okay.
after Milo notice.
Actually, Rambo would be a good one for you guys to watch if you haven't seen it.
Melissa
I haven't
does
seen it.
love
The
Rambo.
first
Loves
Rambo
I've never
is
seen it.
fucking legit.
It's good.
I've heard that.
Fucking
It's
legit.
a crazy good fucking movie. All the others are fine, but that movie it stands alone. It is super fucking good.
Rambo's like Rocky.
Yeah.
The first ones are super fucking good, and they just get more and more comical and over the top after that.
And then they
Is
don't.
there a robot
and
butler
then they
in the
come
third
back.
Rambo?
Yeah, exactly. And then they come back from that shit.
They do. But yeah, okay. Let's think about that after Milo and Otis.
Okay.
All right.
Hell yeah. Nate,
Yes.
thank you for being on.
Yes,
for having
thank you very much.
Thanks, Nate.
It was awesome catching up with you. I'm glad that you could make it. I know that like this game is, you're like the perfect person to have on this episode because of your relationship with the game. I mean,
yeah. Well, I appreciate being on. I had a good time hanging out with you guys tonight. So thank you.
Yeah, man, it was awesome.
hell yeah.
See, so how do you guys want to close it out? How about by saying the executive producer list?
Patreon.com/TADPOG is where you can go to give us money. And if you give us $1, you have access to all of our bonus content. There's a lot of it out there. All of it's pretty good. Some of it's really funny. But
Currently, it's like The Predator.
Yeah.
Undetectable.
That's all. You get that all for $1. If you donate $5 or more, you become a Tadpog Jake. And every month I read the list of those people who are between $5 and $20 donations as Jake names. And I probably leave people out, and some of you probably don't like the way I read it, but I don't give a fuck.
I love it.
Executive producers, however, are the ones that donate $20 per month.
Now, their opinion does matter.
Their opinion does matter. And they are also Jake.
This is America.
They're fucking jaked up. And I'm going to read those names right now. Starting with Cubicle Jake, Sandwich Jake Phil H., Jake Bug Prime Nathan E., featured on this very episode.
No.
Matt, a.k.a. Jekyll G., Pinball Airplane Arch Jake, Chris Edler, sorry you couldn't be on this episode. That Nice Jake from Michigan. Louisville correspondent Princess Jake Swayla, Banana Hammock, Flava Jake, Taryn D., Jake Smith, Joey Dubs, Jake Pope Sandwich, Lord Jake, and last but not least, Jake Enthusiast Jeff M. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Hell yes.
$20 a month is a lot of money.
Hell yeah,
and
it
we
is.
really fucking appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank
Some
you.
of them,
Thank you
some
so
folks
much.
donate more than that, and that's super cool. And it means a lot. We make jokes about give us money, but really that does mean a lot. All of your donations do, and I'm happy to read these names every week. I'm happy to think about when we do our payout at the end of the month, and I think, man, that's a lot of money for people to just give us for doing what we like doing. So
Hell yeah.
it's really a big deal to us.
Yep.
And I don't ever want any of you to forget it. And that is all I have
Well
for
said.
business this week.
How you guys want to close it out?
As Mac from Predator.
Okay. Well, I like this because there are a lot of different directions you could go with it.
So until next time.
We're going to have me some tropical Capricorn. We're going to have me some tropical Capricorn.
That was the Predator, you see, doing that.
Sounded just like it.
Oh, thank you.
You didn't even have to explain it. I just knew. Tadpog is hosted and produced by Tyler Holland, Dave Moore, and Ian Chandler, and releases new episodes every Wednesday. You can find them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and just about anywhere else podcasts are hosted. If you have a question or comment for the hosts, don't hesitate to call us at 270-883-2555 and leave us a voicemail. If we like it, we'll play it on the show and respond. If you'd like to send us something, you can do so at Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. If you'd like to donate to the show, visit patreon.com/tadpog, and with a minimum donation of $1 per month, you will get access to all of our fun bonus content. Join the conversation on our Discord server at bit.ly/tadpogdiscord. Registration is free, and we'd love to have you there. If you enjoy our show and haven't already, don't forget to find and tap that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
I said, you know, I'd like a little pussy. She said, me too. Mine's as big as a house. You see, she wanted a littler one because hers was big as a house. Billy! Billy! The other day, I was going down to my girlfriend. I said to her, "Jeez, you got a big pussy. Jeez, you got a big pussy." She said, "Why did you say that twice?" And I said, "I didn't." See, it's because of the echo. Where the...